What's going on, my people? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF the Network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell button, people. So you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. Let's get into it, man. Nice little show for the day, man. I would say happy 4th of July, but I don't celebrate fucking 4th of July. You know, it just is what it is. But I hope everybody have a blessed day. So we got a couple of stories and shit. We got Sheryl Underwood and Stephen A. Smith out here cooning, and they take it. And what I, and why I say they cooning is because simple fact is I believe it's a difference from like cooning, like people doing cooning shit or saying some coonery shit to the point where you're being coonery. Like you're acting, you're literally a coon. Stephen A. Smith is literally a coon. Sheryl Underwood, she have this thing of where she taps dance and coons here and there because, and she thinks she's slick about because, I'm a conservative and all this other shit, but she don't like other pronouns. But anyway, we get more than that. But yeah, Sheryl Underwood came with some bullshit about that roast and it's really truly bothering me is from, and I could be wrong about this, from what I have been seeing, I haven't seen Sheryl Underwood do any other podcasts or shows or radios, interviews speaking about this issue. I think she might have did the Ricky Smiley show. I highly doubt it, but I don't remember it. I haven't seen it. So I could be wrong, but my first reaction of seeing her doing some shit that pops up for me is her doing this. Adam. What the fuck is his name? Schultz. What the fuck is his first name? Adam Schultz, whatever the fuck his name is. The nigga to be with the white boy. I believe he's a racist. And try to hide behind not being racist. Everything's a goddamn joke to him. And two, he want to get political. He be the Charlemagne white boy. But yeah. And she decides to go over there and do that bullshit ass show. Podcast. And just make all the excuses in the world of that bullshit ass roast. And you know what's the bad part about this whole shit? It's not just about the roast. It's their reaction to it, right? It's their reaction to how our people felt about it. Yes, it was probably, they got to put it this way. Kevin Hart roast got the most backlash from our community. And to see the two black people up there that got disrespected like a motherfucker more than anybody to me come out and defend racism and bigotry and try to hide behind, it's just a roast, it's comedy. You can't censor us and okay, cool. But anyway, because I got some receipts for Sheryl Underwood ass. Because you see, the one thing these so-called black celebrities are not going to do in 2026 to me and the rest of our people is to play in our fucking face like we're stupid. And you want to be serious when it's serious for you. But when the community tell you that we being serious about this shit, about certain things that you are allowing around you, then you all of a sudden you got a problem with black people calling your ass out. But let's get into this.
It's this.
Oh shit, my bad, y'all.
people being upset about jokes that were told at this roast was racist. Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's racial. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But when we're looking at you guys say things, then they say, well, it opens the door that is a. But Paul Mooney used to walk white people out of Carolina.
I used to watch Paul.
Sheryl Underwood. Let me stop you right there. Number one, God rest the soul of the legendary Paul Mooney. Bitch, do not put yourselves in the same atmosphere as Paul Mooney. He's a fucking legend. Y'all are not legends. Y'all are cowards. You would think Sheryl Underwood would be a legend, but she's not. And don't compare what the fuck y'all allow on that roast to what Paul Mooney would do at his own comedy shit. It was his shit. He personally did shit. And like I said, it is a difference from offending black people on some racist shit to white folks. They're not offended by what racial white jokes are. What really offends white people? Like, I'm just being real honest about it. To the point where they got a history of some shit. Of being disrespected. They don't. So don't compare our shit to white people. That's number two. Listen, some of you black entertainers gonna stop playing in our fucking face. Do not put yourselves in the same breath as Paul Mooney, a legend. Do not do that. You or Kevin Hart are not on that level. Number two, like I said, because Paul Mooney said some things that offended white people because they didn't like to be offended. It wasn't racist jokes. They made fun of how white people be. Right? But nobody's talking about, see, what she's not understanding is George Floyd had nothing to fucking do with that roast. I can see if it was a family member there or some shit like that, then I ain't gonna say it still wouldn't be accepted. I wouldn't accept that. But at least it'll make a little bit more sense. George Floyd had nothing to fucking do with that roast. Y'all supposed to have been roasting each other. This shit was insensitive. Listen, let me just say this. Imagine if one of these black comics would have said some shit of the same type of fucking joke, the same exact joke about Charlie Kirk. These right-wingers would have lost their fucking mind. And then you know what the racist white people would have did? And some of you Negroes would have did, yeah, that's wrong. You know, yeah, a man died and he got assassinated. But when it comes to our people, you make excuses for not standing up for us. And that's why them racists thought it was okay to allow those other racists to make those racist jokes. To humiliate black folks. Sheryl Underwood, you should be ashamed. Sheryl Underwood, you almost in your 60s. You should be a fucking shame of yourself. Sitting up there buck dancing and shit. Let's move on. Let's move on. Don't put you and Kevin Hart or none of them comics up there ever put yourselves in the same round as fucking Paul Mooney. Only person that's close to that is Cat Williams. The rest of you motherfuckers is trash. Fuck out of here with that shit. Kevin Hart is only somebody because he made a lot of money and white people like him now. He didn't win pop. That's it. He's just either Jay-Z of comedy. Fucking scumbags.
Yeah, you guys say things, then they say, well, it opens the door that is a. But Paul Mooney used to walk white people out of Carolina.
I used to watch Paul and Carol's. That was one of the most unique comedy experiences.
Yes.
Because Paul would get these white women. It was also the
Yes.
women. He would get them in their feelings. But Paul would say wild shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he was hilarious.
And it was well written.
He didn't say wild shit. The problem was Paul would say truthful shit. There was nothing truthful about none of them racist ass jokes. See, there's a difference. Like I said, Paul Mooney's a legend. Stop mentioning Paul Mooney. Y'all not even in the same realm as Paul Mooney. The one thing about Paul Mooney, yes, it's some of the shit is cringy. Some of it was cringy. Some of it is on the edge. But it was truthful. Where the fuck you think Dave Chappelle got his style from? Paul Mooney. Like, what we talking about here, man? Man, you hear shows he used to say some wild shit. Motherfucker, it wasn't wild. It was the truth.
The experience.
Yes.
Because Paul would get these white women. It was also the women. He would get them in their feelings. But Paul would say wild shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he was hilarious.
And it was well written.
He had a pen.
That's right.
But it was wild.
Jackie Mason.
Yeah, Jackie.
See, people don't understand.
And you see, with the little racist Schultz keep on, it was wild shit. It was wild shit. You see, Sheryl, well, Coon ass, was sitting there saying it was well written though. Like trying to show the brilliance of what he was doing. Like this shit was truthful. Well, she won't say that because she's a sellout. But you see his racist ass, but it was wild shit though. It was wild shit. It wasn't wild. It wasn't wild. Go back and look at a lot of Paul Mooney shit. And really sit down. Yeah, you're going to get offended or some shit going to rub you wrong way. But go listen to the shit. It had a messages in that shit. See, I like comics that got messages in their shit. Some people are just naturally funny. Right? You got naturally funny comics. And then you got brilliant comics. Paul Mooney was brilliant. Dave Chappelle is brilliant. Oh, and then you got that layer of comics of like Kevin Hart. When they famous comics. Where like, you know who Kevin Hart turned into? Because you remember, and if you think I'm lying, just do a little research. Do you remember when, and I see why they're friends too. Chris Rock. Couldn't think of this pussy ass dude name. Chris Rock was very, very, very funny in the beginning of his career. And then after he got big, right? He started crossing over and doing movies and, doing big shit, right? So I'm making that Hollywood money. He been trash ever since. Name me a special after the 90s that he did was good. Even the last bullshit he did, that shit was trash. Fucking Chris Rock is not funny at all anymore. Because he doesn't know how to be funny. Because you know why he don't know how to be funny? Because he got to watch what he say. Well, not really watch what he say. It's almost like he's just not good. And the one thing, and listen, there's no disrespect to white comics, right? But a lot of white comics are not funny to me. A lot of them. They're not funny at all. I'm just saying stand up. I'm not talking about like when they do movies and shit like that, because that's something different. But stand up, a lot of white comics are trash. They're not funny. And when you listen to a Chris Rock and even borderlines what Kevin Hart is now, where he's getting to, that's why a lot of people say he ain't funny like I used to be. And it's one thing to evolve, but you gotta have Dave Chappelle evolved. And he's still funny. Right? Because he's not scared. He doesn't do comedy for money and for connections to the white folks. He's gonna get that regardless. Because the black community is behind him. And if white people fuck with him, they fuck with him. That's how Dave moves. That's why he's so brilliant. But Kevin Hart's special's been trash. It's been trash. And you gotta understand, Dave Chappelle is unique in a way too, because a lot of white people knew Dave Chappelle, more fans knew Dave Chappelle before black fans really got behind it. To be really genuinely honest. So he's unique in that way. But it always seemed the black comics that got the black audience that put them on, then they cross over to them white folks, they all of a sudden sell us out. And I'm not saying necessarily Dave Chappelle was selling us out in the beginning, but I think he had his comedy was unique at the time. Right? And how especially back in the 90s, a lot of black people really consider Dave Chappelle corny as fuck. But as time evolves, people get older, you kind of see like, nigga, everybody ain't gotta be, you know what I mean? So we accept Dave Chappelle, and his comments, it's messages in that shit. Like I said, it reminds me of Paul Mooney. But yeah, but that's who Kevin Hart reminds me of. He reminds me of Chris Rock. He used to be funny, but now he's not funny. And the more and more this dude gets to be around them white folks, he loses all respect of nigga. It is certain shit that you don't allow. I don't give a fuck how connected you are with these people. You don't let them cross certain black people's line. You're supposed to check these motherfuckers. Why do you think Dave Chappelle walked away from everything? Because he found out, it's okay that we say all types of these nigga jokes on these skits. Let white people say nigga, all that shit. But soon as I say something about the Jews or the white people or the gays or whatever, I can't say those horrible tropes or words about them. You got to censor me on they shit, but when why it's okay for the black people? He talked about this shit at one period of time. I think it was in one of his specials. I'm just being real. That's why people fuck with Dave. It's a difference from Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart and Sheryl Underwood, all these corny. They corny at this point. Who the fuck is really watching her? Like Sheryl Underwood ain't been funny. I never thought she was funny. My honest opinion. She never was funny to me. Like I said. And the one thing about what reason Dave Chappelle is still funny, and even Cat, people like, that special wasn't all that like that. And that's because they consistently be working. Sometimes you do got to take a little time off. I always say, let's just say like Dave, right? If you put out 2 specials every 2 years, you need a year off to kind of like enjoy your life, experience things, because they go off of shit they seeing or what's going on with them or how the world is moving. So you need that time to like kind of enjoy life, but at the same time see the fucked up shit that's going on too. Controversial shit. So when you do put out comedy specials all the time, yes, some people be like, yeah, that wasn't funny as the last one. Of course, because it's back to back, back to back. And then you got to think about it, they got other shit going on. They got families and shit. So you can get distracted. That's why I say for me, if you want to be consistent, like for the first, especially if you got a wave going on, the first 5 years, you should put out a comedy special every year. And then after that 5th year, you start doing them shits every other year. You cannot continue to keep putting that shit out there like that. Especially when you get older. But anyway, let's move on.
And I'm not giving cover to racism. What I'm saying is, don't get mad, get motivated.
There she go. Wow. She said, I'm not giving cover for racism, but don't get mad, get motivated. What? Listen, you coon ass bitch. Listen, us calling y'all ass out, we're motivated to stop y'all from allowing fuck shit. That's the motivation, bitch. What are you talking about, Sheryl Underwood? But let's move on, because she says a lot of fuck shit.
He had a pen.
That's right.
But it was wild.
Jackie Mason.
Yeah, Jackie.
See, people don't understand. So, and I'm not giving cover to racism. What I'm saying is, don't get mad, get motivated. If you're mad about this, then be mad that farmers are now losing their farms in these red states. Be mad that 300,000 women lost a job.
But they're not gonna do that because there's no.
First of all, whoa. See, this is what I mean. Sheryl Underwood, listen, I think you're very intelligent. But see, this is what happened when these people try to get on they be on defense of the bullshit they do to try to pretend that the rest of the people that's mad at what the fuck they're doing, that we can't do 2 things at once. Like we can't multitask. We that stupid and slow. And let me explain a couple of things to Sheryl Underwood real quick. Bitch, you are in a position to do more than a fan or people that's criticizing what the fuck you are not doing. You are in a position. And the problem with these motherfuckers, they don't listen. Not saying you got to agree with everything, but goddamn, it's certain lines you don't cross. Think about the shit before y'all get out here defending the shit. Then number 2, Sheryl Underwood. What we supposed to do about that? Right? Honestly, the people that's criticizing y'all, and you telling people we should be getting mad about what's happening to the farmers. It is people getting mad about the farmers in these red states, but I don't give a fuck because they voted for it. The fuck I'm gonna be that upset for it, and they voted for this type of shit. You want us to care about racists? No. Those racist ass farmers that's losing their farms and their farms are getting took away, these are the same fucking racists that voted for what's happening to them. Because they voted for racism. Not to make sure they keep their farms and they profit and their family's legacy. They didn't give a fuck about that. They gave a fuck about bigotry. So I don't give a fuck about these farmers in these red states that voted for Trump. I don't care. And then number 2, you brought up women losing their jobs. It was more people of color and black women losing their jobs. Yeah, we pissed about it. But the only thing we can really do about it is get our ass out and vote these motherfuckers out so we can get these black women or these women their jobs back. That's what we can do. But you are in a moment of opportunity to stand up for your people about racism, and you choose to make excuses for it. So who the fuck are you to tell the rest of us, instead of us getting mad about this, we should be getting mad about that and that and that? You won't even stand up for us. You're making excuses for it. And then try to say, I ain't making no excuses for it, but you should be just trying to blah, blah, blah. Y'all making excuses. This got nothing to do with farmers. This got nothing to do with women losing their jobs. Because from we do know in research, Sheryl Underwood, when you care about women rights, you vote Republican, remember? You're a Republican. And we know Republicans don't give a fuck about women. Policy-wise. So miss me with the bullshit. You fucking hypocrite. Sheryl Underwood, go to sleep and don't wake up. See, I am sick of these black celebrities trying to play in our fucking face like they really standing for something. You don't stand for shit. You want to stand for shit when you want to. But when the people, your people, tell you to stand up for some shit, you shun them. You shun us. We out of pocket. We sensitive. Oh, we should worry about this and that. No, we worried about what the fuck you didn't do and what you allowed. To allow people to disrespect us. But I'm black. You fucking piece of shit. Anyway, let's move on. But like I said, I'm going to debunk everything she's saying with one clip. One clip. To let you know all this bullshit she talking about, fuck Sheryl Underwood. Fuck her. Bitch, you are defending racism. Because you ain't standing up against the shit. And don't try to hide behind comedy. Oh, it was just a roast. Suck my dick. Bitch.
If you're mad about this, then be mad that farmers are now losing their farms in these red states. Be mad that 300,000 women lost a job.
But they're not gonna do that because there's no clicks or virtue signaling or white knighting based on that. There's no paths.
And first of all, it's just a broad brush, right? And then it's not a broad brush because they're literally talking about black people because black people was offended. It wasn't a whole bunch of groups, different races or groups or gender people got upset about jokes. It was our people. And they always do that shit. And he heard Andrew Schultz talking about, oh, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. Neither do you. You voted for all them women and you lose their jobs. Who the fuck is these motherfuckers to tell us we ain't going to do something or we ain't doing nothing? When we know what you did. Andrew Schultz, we know you voted for those women to lose their jobs. Because you know why you said, I'm voting for Trump? You didn't say nothing about no fucking policy. Because he's exciting. I like when presidents was exciting. When presidents was exciting. You ain't give a fuck about no policies. You ain't give a fuck about women losing their jobs. You gave less fuck about it. Who the fuck are you? That's why you can't trust these people. When I say Andrew Schultz is a racist, he's a racist. I don't give a fuck that he against Trump. He don't like that shit. Fuck him and Trump. You don't get no brownie points for some shit you shouldn't have did in the first place by voting for this piece of shit. Now you want to push back on Trump. Fuck out of here, bro. These people are unbelievable. 1696. No, she don't know no better. She don't know no better. Sheryl Underwood been buck dancing for years. She just been getting away with that shit because of the simple fact she ain't even been in the public eye like y'all think. She had a little show over there with the talk and all that bullshit. She ain't been in the public eye. Not like that. People didn't really pay, black people didn't really pay Sheryl Underwood no fucking mind. She's not that great of a comic either. She's not even a top tier woman's comic. Fuck are we talking about here? But fuck these people telling us what we need to be worrying about or what we ain't doing. You don't know what the fuck we doing. We can do more than two things at once. You just mad because motherfuckers are getting in your ass about some shit that you should have stood up for. And who gives a fuck about what Andrew Schultz says? He's a fucking racist. Of course he gonna be on some bullshit. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. Shout out to my brother LT in the building. Fuck out of here, bro. These people are unbelievable, man.
Based on that.
Well, here's your problem, though. Yeah. So you want to talk about a roast that we did with an expectation of us being superheroes, but you go to your job every day and Bob from accounting tells the worst jokes in the world, but you ain't did shit to Bob from accounting. But you want us to stand up. If you and I were on the dais, we were supposed to.
Sheryl Wood, see? This is what I mean. This is why I don't like these people speaking for us. You don't know what the fuck a lot of us do. You assume that, but we watch what you did. See, they can't have conversations with me because I'd have stopped that shit right there. Fuck you. Hold on. Time out. How you know? You assuming that. Because you don't know, but we watch you not stand up for us. And no, we're not asking you to be superheroes. We asking y'all, when y'all in those positions like that, and you see when black people got a problem with something, just think about it. Why are we upset about it? Don't hide behind shit. Don't try to point the finger back at us. We the ones didn't say it. Now they're blaming the victims. That's exactly what she's doing. We've been victimized. We've been disrespected. And now she got a problem with us. Because she assuming we don't go to job, go at our, we don't go at our jobs and stand up for ourselves at work. You're assuming that. But we watch you not stand up for us. Or even stand up for your own damn self. You should have been offended. But, people, come on now. What we expect from sellouts? They got all the excuses in the world other than standing up for us. Just stand up for themselves. And I'm going to show you how much of a coward she is. So it's not even shocking me what type of person that you're hearing right now, but I don't like the bass in her motherfucking voice when she's trying to talk down to us. I don't like her fucking bass in her voice. And it's the same shit with Stephen A. and the rest of them coons. They got all this bass in their voice when they speaking about us or talking down to us. But when the white folks do something, they lower their tone. They got that bass in their voice. A bunch of fucking cowards. I believe the coons are worse than the racists. Because you expect that from racists. But people that look like you and claim they come from the same struggle as you, and they sit there and they tolerate disrespect and then try to talk down to us, and we ain't say the shit, but they mad at us. Okay, let's move on. These people should be ashamed of themselves, man.
You go to your job every day and Bob from accounting tells the worst jokes in the world, but you ain't did shit to Bob from accounting. But you want us to stand up. If you and I were on the dais, we were supposed to slap Tony.
In the control of variables. Blink and get more with new 2K Plus Smart Security. With Blink 2K Plus,
You want us to stand up. If you and I were on the dais, we were supposed to slap Tony, right?
They wanted us
to. Well, here's the problem.
First of all, we know that just on a professional level, everything doesn't mean you gotta get violent with a motherfucker. You could just check a motherfucker. You didn't even check a motherfucker. Ain't nobody. Listen, some people probably over exaggerate that situation. They should have smacked them or something. That's a little too far, right? I don't condone violence, right? But somebody supposed to check that shit. You should have said, "Nah, that shit was bullshit." He said, "I highly disagree with that." That's all you had to do. You could have went up there when it was your turn to say, "Yeah, you know you're a racist," and I'm serious about that. But now let's get to the jokes. All his, you know you're a racist. I don't even know why he here. Kevin, I don't even know why you had him here. And went on with your shit. And then tell the motherfucker, oh, since you want to get racist, okay, well, we hope as white as you is, and use the joke back on him. About Charlie Kirk and see how that play out. But you couldn't do that. You're a coward. Yes, there's people on the internet saying crazy shit like, oh, excuse me, somebody should have walked up to him and whipped his ass or some shit like that. Come on now. That's a little too far. But come on, you supposed to do something. But I tell y'all a lot of times, and this goes for about probably 50% to 60% of black people when they're in those type of situations when racism is happening, it's almost a part of them they're shocked. And they can't believe this shit is happening and they don't know how to react to it. That's some of that's 50 to 60%. But the other parts of other percentage of that, right, mixed in with that, they just scared. They scared. They scared and they go along with that shit. But they get mad at the other 50 to 40% of black people. That, like, man, that shit is, man, he supposed got smacked. Like, a lot of that shit, people reactions is like, I gotta smack the shit out of him. And somebody probably would have. But I think a lot of people said they would have just said something. Like, that shit bullshit. I'd have walked off. Like, they supposed to have all this money. All right, they fine you for walking off. I'd have walked the fuck off. I don't give a fuck if it was live TV. Or it was live. First of all, was it live? Or was the shit already recorded and then they put it out? But I'd have walked the fuck off. And like, listen, I'm keep telling y'all over and over again. All of them knew these jokes was going to happen. That's what's disturbing to me. They knew these jokes. Everybody that was on that roast knew about these jokes that was coming. They knew it because they had to get a lot of that shit cleared. So that's why, like, I don't even know why Sheryl Underwood, all them out there defending this shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. It was some real shit DL said. I didn't like part of what he said, but real shit he said, I wouldn't even have been on the show with these dudes. And you see, and then after this motherfucker did that roast, you know he had a Netflix, did a special with him, and the shit was trash. Because he's not even a comic. He's a racist, trying to make racist jokes. Anybody can make racist jokes. That don't make them funny. Shit, you probably can get a white dude around here that's probably a bigot where you live or something and say some racist jokes that's somewhat funny. Listen, all comics, no matter what color skin they are, make racial jokes, right? It's not a problem with that, but it's a certain line that you don't cross. Listen, I do agree with one thing, right? Then hold up, they say this shit. They say, and this is shit that bothered me too. They say these type of people, even Dave Chappelle be with that bullshit. He say, oh, I was getting all this backlash from these people. Just don't watch this shit. Right? They watched it. So you already got the views. They didn't know it was going to be like that. They didn't know you was going to say some of these type of jokes. So yeah, they was offended. Instead of these comics keep on trying to come out and say, look, well, it's just jokes. But the one thing that they won't say, well, people don't understand is that, yeah, they jokes, but they mean a lot of that shit. They really feel that way on a lot of that shit because they wouldn't speak about it. Like, it's like, honestly, like, I don't play with Michael Jackson. Right? Like, when Cat Williams did a joke about Michael and shit, I never laughed at it. Because that first Chronicle shit, I didn't laugh at that shit. I mean, there was certain parts in it, it was funny, but him fucking with Mike, I didn't like it. But it was Cat opinion, and it's okay, but he didn't continue to keep on disrespecting Michael Jackson. Right? These motherfuckers keep thinking they gotta double down on shit. And that's the problem. All right, you got a bad thing about Mike. You said the most fucked up shit about Mike. What else can you say? Like, honestly. And he's dead. Mike been accused of shit. Okay, he never got found guilty of it. Michael said, yeah, I made the mistake of settling with the families because the lawyers told me to. He said, I wouldn't have settled, but they told me to settle so the shit go away. So Mike never wanted to settle in 1993 or 2, whatever that was. But I can see people can hold that against him a little bit. It fucked up. He shouldn't have did it. It made him look kind of guilty. But there's only so much you can say about Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and shit like that. There's just so much. Like I said, if you ever notice, they always disrespect our black comics. They do. I mean, our black folks. They don't talk about Elvis. They don't make Elvis jokes like that. Elvis was a crackhead, nigga. He was a drug addict. He died from drug overdose. They don't make fun of that shit. But black entertainers, black people that got personal issues and shit, they make fun of it. Even our own. Nobody brings up that motherfucking Elvis Presley, his first wife was underage. They don't make fun of that. They don't talk about it. Nothing. They don't call him perv or nothing. They ain't make no joke about, the first motherfucker that was kind of a Trump or Jeffrey Epstein or Hugh Hefner type motherfucker was Elvis. I mean, it's jokes you can make, but they don't do it. They don't do it, people. But it's okay to disrespect our people. We just let it go, get over it. It's just comedy. As soon as we say something about their people, or their communities, they all upset. We gotta watch what we say. Fuck out of here, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. Now, listen, and I want to say this before we move on. They always like to say, these are a lot of their words. Black people, we so sensitive, and we get too angry about shit, and we make everything about race and all that other shit. Listen, since the beginning of this country, black people been the butts of jokes. We've been the most disrespected in this country. That's why a lot of black Americans be feeling the way we feel, bro. Or y'all say we too sensitive, or we make everything about race. Because we the most disrespected. Still in 2026, we've been disrespected and nobody gives a fuck. Just get over it. It's better than it used to be. That's what they tell us. Or they get real disrespect. Oh, racism really don't exist. It's just in your mind. So listen, I tell my black folks, fuck what they talk about. I don't give a fuck. You can say I'm sensitive or I'm race baiting or whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. I don't care. You ain't black. So you don't get to tell me shit. Just like they like to use their privilege, I'm using my black privilege. I can be sensitive. I can race bait. I can do all that shit you accuse me of doing, which is untrue, but you call it whatever you want to call it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not black part-time, nigga. I'm not black half of the time. I'm not black half of the day. I'm not black half of the month, half of the year, or whatever. Or black for 5 years. I'm black every day. I was born black, I'm gonna die black. And ain't no motherfucking other race of motherfuckers gonna tell me how the fuck I'm supposed to feel as a black person in America. And even some of you coon-ass Negroes ain't gonna tell me how the fuck to feel to be black. Because you done sold your soul to them cracker-ass crackers. The fuck out of here. Let's move on.
But you ain't did shit to buy from accounting. But you want us to stand up. If you and I were on the dais, we were supposed to slap Tony. Right?
They wanted us to.
Well, here's the problem. I need you to go to your job and slap the motherfucker that's if that's what you want.
And see, that's Coon shit, right? Because she's trying to say, oh, you won't do it, so why you think I should do it? Listen, I tell people this. That's all coons do. They try to deflect and reverse psychology on you. Well, you should go out and do it. And let me explain something to you. Sheryl, Underwood, you worth millions of dollars. You'll be fine, right? If you stand up for what you're supposed to stand up for. Of course, you're going to take a hit. But a 9-to-5 worker can lose everything. You ain't going to lose every fucking thing. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick lost some shit. Colin Kaepernick is fine, people. Colin is fine. Colin is fine. And let me tell you something what Colin does. Colin is literally in the streets. He's literally got his feet. He literally turned into an activist. He's literally doing the work. So, yeah, we don't see Colin and all that shit. Colin behind the scenes putting in that work. So I keeps up with Colin. But Sheryl Underwood, she got a big ass mouth and don't be saying nothing that means nothing. You point the blame at everybody else because you wouldn't stand up and do the right thing. Well, maybe like like how it comes off, she don't feel like nothing was wrong. But like I said, I'm gonna debunk all that shit. I got a clip to debunk everything this bitch is saying. Yes, and I call her a bitch because I don't have no respect. Listen, when I don't have respect for people, I call them out their name. Fuck them. They don't mean that much to me. I have no respect for Sheryl Underwood. I ain't Dr. Umar sitting out here trying to pretend, oh, my sister Sheryl, and then fuck that bitch. I stand on that shit because I'm very sick of these people trying to play in our face and act like we supposed to put up with disrespect. But anyway, let's move on.
If we're throwing hands, if that's what you're doing.
We were talking about this on the pod. It was an interesting thing because, like, I think a lot of the outrage maybe came from, this was huge all over social.
Yes.
And when you're looking at, like, your friends' pictures of their kids and vacations, and then all of a sudden this joke pops up on your screen that you didn't really elect to watch. It's just kind of thrown in your face.
Listen, people, this got nothing to do with social media. That's their thing now. Everything about social media. No, it ain't. Let me explain something to you, people. A lot of people literally went to go watch that roast. And a lot of those millions of people, there probably was millions of them, that was very, very upset that was black. Even other races, different races of people, they was upset about that shit, but mainly us. And then they went to social media and they spoke about it. That's what really happened. And even if, like, I didn't see it either. When he told me I seen the clip. Yeah, that shit bullshit. This got nothing to do with social media. These people make excuses for racism. It's like this is the real reason why myself, I can't fuck with people like this. Just stay away from me, man. I don't want to hear the excuses. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of having to explain to you how this shit is fucked up. Just stay the fuck away from us and stop. I don't give a fuck what color skin you are. Stop making excuses for racism and bigotry. Just stay the fuck away from people like that. But they want to be amongst us and tell us what we should and shouldn't do. Anyway, let's move on.
Like your friends' pictures of their kids and vacations, and then all of a sudden this joke pops up on your screen that you didn't really elect to watch. It's just kind of thrown in your face. You're like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
When you're at home and you choose to click on the roast of Kevin Hart,
That's right.
knowing it's going to be wild,
Right.
I don't know if people had that much of a reaction. There might be moments where they're like,
no, that's where it came from. He's a liar. It came from some black people that watch that shit because people fuck with Kevin Hart. And no, we didn't assume, a lot of black people probably didn't assume, yeah, we know it's going to be wild, but we didn't know it was going to be, have that racist piece of shit on there. And listen, and some black people, I'm not going to lie to you, some black people probably watched that shit and knew who that dude was, right? And was like, he ain't going to be that racist on Kevin Hart shit. Come on now. I think he would know better. But then there was some black people who didn't even know who the fuck he was. Because they didn't go there for him. They went there for Kevin Hart and other big names. They probably didn't know who the fuck yo was. But anyway, let's move on.
that joke was harsh, or ooh, or do these people really not like each other?
Yeah, because I was even like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, what?
feel bad.
They didn't want us to know what people were saying.
Which I think is better.
Right. It's a reaction.
Yeah.
It's a reaction. But then people are like criticizing us, saying, well, you sat there and you laughed at it. Well, first, somebody had to clear that joke. So what I'm thinking is, who cleared the joke?
Mm-hmm.
So if you cleared the joke, then that's the type of humor we go on with, whether it was funny.
First of all, it's complicated, but it's not. She partly could be telling the truth, but not. Listen, people. And as the more she talk, I know she full of shit and she lying. She talking about they had to clear the jokes. So a lot of them was your jokes and other people's jokes that helped you with jokes. So you knew what kind of was going out there. We didn't know what they was going to say or whatever. But Kevin did. And if Kevin didn't know, this doesn't say Kevin didn't know. Well, I just don't understand why he wouldn't be offended by it. Unless he just got in a state of it's just going to be some fucked up shit said. I mean, usually a roast is like that, but it's usually, they don't say, like I watched some roasts that they have done. This was one of the most racist ass roasts I ever seen. Honestly. And I've seen some roasts where they was roasting motherfuckers. And the only reason I can believe Kevin Hart to a certain extent about he didn't know about all the jokes maybe, or he may not knew about them, or was showing what it's saying, is because Tom Brady was highly pissed about they kept breaking up his wife. It was ex-wife at the time. Ain't like that shit. So partly I can believe it, but you know, like I said, for me, and then like I said, if you are getting roast, you kind of don't want to know, right? But I think the real problem is too, right? Because I think they're gonna speak about it. Is a lot of those people that was there didn't fuck with each other, right? They didn't really fuck with each other, and then Like I said, it comes back to Kevin Hart. Like, nigga, you friends with this dude? Like, but that's to let you know that he's in a different space in life, that where racism is not that big of a deal to Kevin Hart. He's rich. And so, and I don't think that Kevin Hart is conscious like y'all think. Kevin Hart is about his money. And we gotta start, like it's almost Jay-Z. Like when he do fucked up shit, yeah, we call him out, that whole Target shit. But are we really that shocked that Jay-Z would do some shit like this? And it's like this with Kevin. I'm not shocked that he allowed this shit to happen. Right? Well, I am a little bit. But after this, if it happens again or shit happens, we shouldn't be shocked about it. And I don't believe we should be that angry about it. I think we just should stop supporting these motherfuckers. Because listen, at this point, if they're gonna do that shit and allow that shit and sell their soul, do whatever they're gonna do, and allow people to disrespect our people, we should understand. Ain't no reason to get angry about it. We're not supporting you no more. We're not supporting you. This shit is done. It ain't no second chances. Not in this type of times that we are in. No. Ain't nobody saying you can't have white friends, but you can't have racist white friends. You can't have racist other minority groups to still be cool with them because you think they cool. Like, we in that space right now. Like, if I don't fuck with somebody, you both be my man. But, you know what I mean? But you don't find a problem with the other dude. But you my man. You my homie. And you don't find a problem with him. Right? In the space that we are in. How shit is. Don't say shit. Step away from it. Or choose a side. That's how I look at this shit at this point. Don't say nothing about black shit. Don't say nothing about nothing. Just stick to what you do. Don't have an opinion. My honest opinion. Like, people, there's certain shit that I just won't talk about. And there's a reason for that is because I probably like both of the people or whatever the conflict is. So I don't get in the middle of that shit. I don't give an opinion about it. I let them try to work that shit out. Hopefully. But I don't speak on certain shit. Even with friends. Like, I know friends that be, man. I'll be trying to give different perspectives. Be like, yo, you look at it from this and look at it that, yo, you know, maybe you can do that. And motherfuckers, they stuck on how they feel. You can't make motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm a peacemaker to a certain extent. But at a while, it's just what it is. And like I said, if I want to be close to both of them, I gotta take a step back. Like, yo, that's on y'all, bro. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all both my boys. Y'all both my peoples. I gotta leave that alone. But anyway, let's move on.
Or not funny, but on the same token, it is a roast.
That's the thing. People got to understand a roast is different than a stand-up act.
That's right.
And Mark, you had a great way of describing this, where you were like, it's like seeing a street fight can be like brutally violent.
Yeah.
But then seeing a UFC fight where you know this is the point of what these guys are doing and they all signed up for it can still be brutally violent.
Yes.
But it's a little bit more digestible.
Yes, it's digestible.
It's contextualized.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're scrolling at 8 a.m. and like you're having breakfast with your kid, and
Did you see this?
Or you see a guy getting punched in the face 10 times, you're like, this is so violent.
Exactly.
Why does anyone watch this? But it's being pushed onto you.
It's the algorithm.
Yeah.
So
That's bullshit. Let me just say this. The problem is people should be like they always talking about how people are too woke and all this other shit, right? People, I told you it's a good and a bad thing about social media. The good part about social media with this is in this situation is that they're trying to make it seem like it's bad because it's getting pushed to people the fuck shit. Well, if you go back in the day, a lot of people wasn't conscious to a lot of shit. Right? Like they wasn't woke to shit. They didn't pay attention to shit like that. They didn't think it was that bad. They didn't think that or that type of language or behavior was that bad. It's almost like you just go back to how segregation was. Did anybody really, a lot of those people, white people ain't think shit was that bad? That shit was normal to them. And two, black people was like, no, let me explain this shit. And then they got bigger. It was more mainstream of people understanding this shit ain't right. People disrespected me. They can't drink this water. This like the language they was using towards black people. Listen, you listen. Let me explain something to y'all. And this is only maybe 100 years ago, right? Do y'all know that this shit was normalized of when black people was anywhere in the country where white people, they didn't have to wash their mouth of calling black people niggas. It wasn't consequences for that. Not even getting their ass whipped. Not even them losing their job. They just disrespect, call all type of niggas. Even when they wasn't mad at us, look at the niggas. This nigga come in here. Like, yo, it was normalized. That's why I keep trying to tell people, why are we trying to normalize this shit? This is old behavior. No, you don't get to say whatever the fuck you want to say because of free speech. You can say it, but it's going to be consequences for it. It ain't cancel culture. Some shit you just can't say. It's harmful to others. A lot of people. But it's so hard to comprehend that. And like I said, you can't go around disrespecting Jews. So why is it okay for white people to think they can go around and just call black people niggas and assume all black people is the same? Listen, you see these YouTubers, these racist YouTubers making money off of going around church builder, whatever he was. He make money off of being racist. They still gave him platforms to go live. And my thing is, with that is, think about how ignorant that is. You're going up to random black people assuming that all black people, or whatever you assume, the stereotype of assumption that you have about how black people are, or your interactions with some black people, because you didn't have interactions with all black people. So your narrative is already off anyway. So then you go up to random black people and start calling them niggers and chimps and shit. And trying to test black people's gangster. All black people ain't gangster. All black people ain't with the shit. A lot of black people are civilized human beings and citizens. They ain't with the bullshit. They got bills and shit. We ain't trying to deal with no random YouTuber walking up to black people. And then even when black people mind their business, you fucking with black people. Tell me how that makes sense to people. How is that proving the point of these racists? That's like going up to a random white dude and you calling a white dude, woman a bitch, girl a bitch. And you don't think you're going to get no reaction from her or her man? I seen a white woman, it's like a short, so she was walking up to black women trying to holler at their man, knowing that they most likely together, and saying, can we have a threesome? Can we go on, not a threesome, but can we go on a date? And the black woman was like, what? She was like, no, that's my man. She was like, but still, can we still go on a date? And a black chick told her, hey, can I punch you in your fucking face? Like it's like we get into a point where there's certain levels of people feel like I got the freedom to say certain shit, or they want to make jokes about making inappropriate statements to people. Yeah, you have the freedom to say it, but it's a reaction to that. And the sister wasn't playing. She's like, can I punch you in your fucking face? And listen, the brother, some people like, the brother should have did something and said something. No. He let his woman handle that shit. That was woman business. Certain shit you don't step in as a man. Let your woman handle that. Now, don't get me wrong, it was me. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on. I probably got offended just because somebody wrote, fuck wrong with you? No, I don't roll like that. I'm here with my wife. Fuck out of here. Like, I probably, that's probably would have been my automatic reaction to it. But I can get how the brother can be thrown off from that. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you get what I'm saying? But the sister wasn't having that shit. And then it wasn't just no racial shit. That could have been a black woman that did that to another black woman. And it would have been the same reaction. Because people, listen, levels of disrespect need to be stopped. People playing around with disrespecting people. That's the problem. People trying to normalize disrespect. And Sheryl Underwood and all these people, they try to hide behind comedy. Yeah, it's roasting. It's just comedy. No, it's disrespect. But anyway, let's move on.
I said to everybody, I'm not going to get all these interviews right, and I'm going to come to my thoughts. But here's the thing. Radio stations, everybody that's arguing, DL and Big J, going back and forward with each other.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Well, but here's the thing, though. Listen, they giving as good as they get. When they put up Big J, the meme of Big J as Roseanne, it was hilarious. It made me laugh. It was hilarious, right?
Yeah.
But then when they pulling up DL's old stuff, was I would never do this. That's right. That's right. Okay, that's comics. That's
Comics, we're not perfect, and especially if we're talking on a podcast or like a talk show for 10 years. We're gonna say some wild shit.
That's right.
That is gonna present ourselves as hypocritical if we're white knighting about something. If we're trying,
and we are hypocritical.
Listen, but that's the problem, right? We're in a space where people don't understand that. Yeah, you might have said some shit and may believed in it, that it was okay to say the behavior of the times. The times are different. Is it like I said? I bring up the civil rights era. Like, why? Like, do y'all understand that it was normalized to be walking around calling black people niggas for no apparent reason? Because they could and they wanted to. And there was no consequences for it. So do y'all want to go back to that? I'm just trying to ask these stupid ass comics that. And don't, black people use it. We don't use it in the way you're using it. And we shouldn't have to, my thing is we shouldn't have to explain that to you. You should know better. Like, I know better to say disrespectful shit about another race of people. It's not being politically correct. It's showing respect. I can't may say some shit Jewish people say to Jewish people, or Mexicans say to Mexicans, or white people say to white people, like it's, or Chinese people, or Asian people, like it's, or Muslim people. Like, it's certain shit you can't say. It's about respect. I'm sick of motherfuckers walking around here talking about it's just my freedom of speech to say what I want to say. All right, well, it's consequences for it. Because if that's the case, freedom of speech should be okay if everybody walking around talking about I kill you. Because that's the freedom of speech. You can say it, but ain't it consequences? I can't say to the president, I'm trying to kill Donald Trump. If I had the chance, I'd kill him. The motherfucking FBI, Secret Service, everybody be here. So freedom of speech is not freedom of speech. Yeah, I can say it, but it's consequences for it. That's cancel culture. Why am I going to get arrested? That doesn't mean I'm going to kill the president. I want to kill him. I'm just saying, if I had the chance to, I would. That's just my freedom of speech. I don't really, and I can just say I don't really mean it. This is what I mean by people don't understand words matter. Now the word matter. Now the words matter when I'm talking about killing the president. Or when I say fuck the president, or they feel like it's a threat of what I'm saying. Or killing anybody. You just come on, bro. It's no such thing of freedom of speech. It's just not. It's just not. Like this, please stop this shit. It's not. It's consequences for anything you say. Not anything, but a lot of shit you say. That's why you're supposed to watch how you say shit. Just think about it. Is it okay for you to just walk up to your boss and call your boss a bitch? No. Or tell your boss, fuck you. Tell your boss, fuck you, man. Fuck her or whatever. No. There's consequences for it. No such thing of free speech. People got to be real about that shit. Can't just go around talking about you gonna kill people and shit or hurt people. Like, it's my freedom of speech to say it, though. I could say it. Yeah, you can say that shit, but it's consequences for it. Let's move on. See, I'm from the hood, so I know it's no such thing of freedom of speech. It's no such thing of it. It's certain shit that you make and get away with and can't. That's it. There ain't no such thing as no fucking freedom of speech. Nigga, I come from the hood, nigga. It is certain shit in the hood you can't say. So please, miss me with that shit.
Especially if we're talking on a podcast or like a talk show for 10 years, we're going to say some wild shit.
That's right.
That is going to present ourselves as hypocritical if we're white knighting about something. If we're trying
and we are hypocritical.
Yeah.
Because we evolve in that state. But you're doing radio, time spent listening. So you're arguing about this, you're talking about this. Hey, when we come back, Dr. Such and Such is going to talk about his reasons why the roast was not applicable. Da, 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 da. Okay, it's time spent listening. It's advertisement. Now people that didn't have Netflix now got Netflix.
Right.
People that didn't see the roast now watch it. So something that had 13.8 now has 15.
Oh, they told me the roast numbers for Kevin Hart were fantastic.
Yes, it's big. And
the reason people want to go watch that shit, some people I probably believe, in my opinion, is because they wanted to see how bad it wasn't that bad. Honestly. And like I said, a lot of people that did watch it out the gate, probably more than half of those people probably didn't like that shit. And like I said, it's a different dynamics of race that watch that shit. And you gotta look at it. Kevin Hart is in a different type of atmosphere of his comedy. It's fame and celebrity status. celebrity status. He's in a different space. So, you know, yeah, black people fuck with him, but it's probably white people fuck with him a lot more. Kevin Hart is just not we would say local, just an American local comic. He's worldwide. So yeah, like I said, people probably wanted to see the whole show to see how offensive it was. So, you know, it is what it is. Listen, I don't like cancel culture the way people try to perceive cancel culture is. I don't like that shit because, like I said, you can't go to your job and you can't call people out their names at a job. So why is it okay in society to act that way? That's why if you see a lot of the times these motherfuckers that be out here being racist or being bigots and shit like that, they lose their jobs. So, but if they can lose their jobs, then why is it okay for these motherfuckers to be in civil, society and say this shit? Yeah, you got a right, but that doesn't mean that people. And listen, that's not cancel culture too either. If you lose your job for saying some fucked up shit and you can't explain why you said it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Understand that it's not cancel culture. Listen, people, I say a lot of shit on this show, right? A lot of shit that I say on this show, probably about 1% I may not say at my job. But I had a different type of occupation that I work. So even in that, like, I'm not walking around talking to people like that, right? Like, I'm a driver. So I'm not talking to people like that, but I got to be professional. I understand the job. There's certain levels of professionalism I have to have, even though I don't have as much interaction with people like that. Like I normally, listen, put it this way. About the same, I probably had less interactions with people when I'm not working. Because I literally try to stay away from people. Honestly. Right? But if I'm out and about, like just say I'll be out and about like that, I'm very respectful. You get what I mean? I'm not, how I act. The only difference is I got more interactions with people at work because you deal with people. I deal with a lot of people at work than I deal with people outside of work, believe it or not. But my interactions with people at work is no different than when I'm not at work. Or when I'm not at work, it's no different than the interactions that I have with people when I'm at work. It's not no difference. I have a moral compass and a moral stand that I stand on. So I just move in a certain type of way. So it's not like I'm walking around being disrespectful, being angry and shit. Like, that's not me. Right? So, like, a lot of times people don't understand that. Like, yo, I don't act no different around people. If I work with them or not, I'm the same person. You probably loosen up a little bit more if you're not at work dealing with people that you deal with at work or something. Like, you know what I mean? You hang out with people that's different. Right? But that's just being more comfortable. Like, well, you're not at work, so you can lay back and maybe, say some shit here and there, or you know what I mean? But but my moral level and respect level is still the same. Right? You're just a little bit more open. But I honestly, for me, I'm not really that much different from when I'm at work. Honestly. From me out and about, you know what I mean? Out from work to when I'm at work, I'm kind of the same. I always tell people I'm honestly very respectful to everybody. I ain't got to fuck with you. Just respectful. As long as you don't be disrespectful to me, I'm good. Or like you'll catch people saying some real disrespectful shit and they tones be off. And like I said, I work on that type of shit of, because sometimes people say shit and you just be like, man, I'll smack shit out of motherfucker talking to me like that. Or they tone to their voice. And like, man, I probably fuck him up. But you kind of watch yourself. Like, is it worth it? Like, I go through processes of, is this worth it? Right? But I always tell people, if a person consistently keep doing that shit to me, I check them. Right? Like, you get what I mean? But if I don't deal with you like that all the time, and here and there, I know how you kind of are, I kind of try to stay away from you so I won't react. But if I got to deal with you on a consistent basis like that and you being rude and disrespectful, then yeah, I'm going to check your ass. So like I said, it doesn't matter to me. It depends. It depends what the situation is a lot of the times, but it really don't for me. If people are assholes and you around this people, you keep constantly having this interaction with them, sooner or later, I feel like I got to check you. But if I had interaction with you and some fuck shit, I usually try to stay away from it. And it's not because of you, it's because of me. It got nothing to do with you. It got something to do with me because now I know how you are and how you speak. I don't give a fuck you having a bad day like that. I could be having a bad day. Right? I don't speak to people like that. I don't go to work being mad at everybody and disrespecting people because whatever I may be going on with at my house or I woke up on the wrong side of the bed or some shit like that. Right? I'll probably be a little bit more quieter. Right? I probably don't say as much. Right? But I'm not rude and disrespectful. You speak, I speak. Like a lot of times when I'm not in a good mood, a lot of times if I know you or something like that, and I don't really fuck, I ain't gonna say I don't fuck with you, but we not as cool as, whatever, right? I may not speak. I usually try to like keep my distance from people when I'm not in a good mood. Right? But sometimes you can't help that shit. So you gotta be respectful. You know what I mean? Put your pride to the side, put your anger, whatever the fuck you feeling, what you going through. You gotta kind of put that shit to the side because they didn't do nothing to you. Right? You whatever you upset or whatever it may be, they didn't do that. So you can't take that out on people. And the bad part about it, it's sad that I have to even explain that shit. But like I said, everybody don't know that. Everybody think that, I'm in the mood, nigga, leave me alone. You think you can talk to people like that? No, nigga, people at your job had nothing to do with what you personally going through. So whatever the fuck you going through at home, got nothing to do with people at your job, and you gotta be respectful. It's the same shit when you go to work. Don't bring that shit home. Now, if you in a relationship and your spouse, whoever you with, y'all can talk about it, express yourself, right? Yeah, that's cool. But you better not take that shit out on your family. Like, that shit ain't cool. You know what I mean? And listen, we all ain't perfect. We all kind of do it in some type of way. But listen, I've been working on this shit, and I've been telling you, I do not like to bring my drama from work home and take that shit out on people at home. Because I know for me, when people rub me the wrong way and fuck with me wrong, regardless, if it come from home, I usually try to keep my distance from people at work. If I got a problem at home, and the same shit when I'm at work, and some bullshit at work, I usually stay distant from people at my house. Right? I get in this mode of I just want to be left the fuck alone because I'm like in my head. You just got to do better, right? And it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard to separate that shit. and it's hard to do that. But but I'm getting, like I said, I ain't nobody going perfect of doing some shit. I'm doing better of it. That's all I'm saying. Give me 1 second. All right, people, I'm back. Let's get over this shit so we get to this next clip.
You know what I thought the genius was? You put what looked like an attack upon a black female comic up against the manosphere. So if you love Sheryl Underwood and you're watching them beat her down, right?
Yeah.
Now you're like, Sheryl, do something, and did something. That's right. If you say anything that sound like, you will not make it out of Inglewood alive.
I love
it.
Yeah.
This is the motherfucking forum.
Yeah.
Built by the Showtime Lakers. You will respect us in this house.
Yeah.
So for me, I felt that God sent me and I was produced to deliver for everybody that thought what was being said was inappropriate.
So God sent you.
God damn. Now there she go. Listen, this has not got nothing to do with God. The fuck is wrong with you? You know what, people? I'm gonna move on from this because I'm very irritated at this point. Let's move on to the next shit because I know the next shit gonna piss me off more. But I'm done. Now God is telling her that this shit was okay. Listen, I'm not here to disrespect people's religion or what they believe. Listen, but you can't keep bringing God up of you being a coward. So God tells you that you got to defend racism. That's what God's saying. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? But anyway, let's move on from Sheryl Underwood. She a piece of shit. She out here buck dancing and cooning and shit. So let's get into your boy Stephen A. And this Negro, shout out to my brother Jaylen Brown. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. And I believe it was a good trade for Jaylen. You got to look at what Boston going to do as far as getting a roster together or whatever, but it was a good trade for Jaylen. I think it was time for him to go. I don't think that he wanted to go. But let me just say this too, right? The worst thing in the world, right? And I recognize this. I started to recognize this, right? Is that when you with people and you think you showing love, right? Like you being who you are, you thinking people kind of respect who you are, right? But they don't. And then you come to find out that people don't really respect who you are, right? Or they envy of it, or they see it as somehow some way of who you are morally and shit like that. Like, they can't fuck with that. It actually hurts. No lie to you. So like for me, Jalen Brown, I fuck with Jalen Brown. I fuck with him on some. I just like the dude. I like him. He's morally balanced. And that's the word for him. He's morally balanced. Ain't nothing perfect about him, but ain't nothing perfect about none of us, but he's morally balanced. Right? Of course, he ain't gonna say and do everything right that everybody's gonna like. But a lot, kind of who he is as a person, he's morally balanced in how he moves. I see myself in him, right? And I can see how him being traded and how this shit, it came out to be what it be. People putting dirt on your name and shit like that, talking about how you just bad, like trying to make it seem like because you're not falling in line like everybody expect you to, right? You know, should be crazy. And sometimes, yo, certain people, being around certain people, it's not. One thing I recognize too, being around certain people, the vibe be off. Everybody don't vibe with you. I had to really realize that shit. I had to come to a good. Everybody don't vibe with you, bro. And that's from friends, the family. Everybody ain't your vibe, bro. Because everybody think that with you, what they think that you should vibe with is what you should vibe with. Right? Like, you should go along with certain shit. Like, nah, I'm good on that. I don't want to do that. Or how you vibe, man, like, oh, that nigga, he's boring. Like, you know what I mean? It could come off of that, or he think he's smarter than everybody. It comes off, it's a vibe. I always tell people that. Even when it comes to family. Like, everybody, just because a motherfucker blood with you doesn't mean that the vibe is good. It's not. I got family members that I grew up with as kids. We ain't cool. We don't vibe. We ain't good. Right? You know. It's just like, it's almost like, yo, I always tell people I'm trying to find myself outside of my family. Right? And I'm 45. I'll be 45 in a week or two. Right? Well, is it next week? Yeah, is it next week? No, a week or two. Right? So, and I just recognize, like, yo, I'm looking for some shit that I'm not gonna get. I'm still thinking as when I was young. Cause whatever how I'm still feeling about my family, that's how I felt when I was young. And I'm not gonna get that. And so I gotta move the fuck on. You know what I mean? I gotta almost do what makes me happy, what's more important to me. You know what I mean? I can't, you know, and I don't want to be around motherfuckers, family or friends that kind of make me feel like I'm obligated to have this relationship with them, or I'm pushing to have a relationship with them. You know, like, I don't, you know, just don't, like, I'm at the point where I don't want it like that. Like, it's not that important to me. And for a lot of years, it's been very, very important to me. But I can't do that no more. Because it's not healthy for me, mentally and emotionally. It's just not. And so I get how Jaylen Brown be feeling in the situation of, like, nigga, you motherfuckers say I'm too smart and I'm too woke or I'm on this type of time. I have friends like that. Like, nigga, nah, we still gonna do this. Like, nigga, you tripping. Like, nigga, we still gonna go watch this and do this and do that. I'm like, nah, I'm not being I cut friends off from football. Because niggas still watch football and support the NFL. Like, and we ain't been cool since. Like, the vibe ain't been there. Like, and instead of me just cutting that shit off right then and there and understanding that we morally ain't on the same level, I kept trying to, like, figure out how we can connect. Right? Because everybody ain't the same, but it's just certain moral shit you can't be cool with people on. And people ain't not gonna be cool with you. Like, nigga, you ain't gonna be. And then you gotta understand, all the other people that you cool with or whatever, they all vibing. You not vibing with them on that. And honestly, I don't want to work that hard to be friends with you. I'm too old for that shit. Like, you get what I mean? I'm a grown ass man, bro. I don't want to be working on no fucking relationship with no fucking friends and family members to fit in with you, or we got something in common. If we don't, we don't. I can respect differences, but certain moral shit I won't. Anyway, but let's move on. Let's get into how Stephen A. This whole trade of what happened and all this bad publicity that Jaylen Brown had got and this disrespect that happened to him as far as him getting traded and all that shit. This shit, Stephen A. Smith was the real reason of this. It started from him. And then he's trying to pretend like, oh, was I wrong? But then at the same time, trying to not take responsibility for it at the same time. It's just some weird energy, bro. But let's move on. Shout out to my brother Jaylen Brown, though. And nigga, as long as LeBron James don't come to the 76ers, I'm going to be a 76er fan this year. Right along with being a Los Angeles Lakers fan. Get back, because I'm really a Los Angeles Lakers fan, but I ain't been a fan since LeBron was there. I'm just being real. Anyway, let's move on. And if he go to Golden State, I'm not gonna be a fan of Golden State. I'm still gonna fuck with Steph, but I'm not a fan of the organization no more. Let's move on. Oh shit, my bad, y'all. Give me a second.
So this is an example of one, but this is not the first time Stephen A. Smith said the same thing a couple years ago. He was like, "It's not me. This is our anonymous source." And Bobby Marks said the same. "It's not me. It's my anonymous source." Colin Cowherd said the same thing. "It's not me. It's my anonymous source." But they don't see how much damage that can do. And now I gotta answer questions to, like, my character and being a child. This is my life. Keep it basketball. Nobody has a problem.
It's that he's just not liked because of his quote, "I am better than you" attitude. He knows it. It's the same reason he is not as marketable as he should be. That's what an NBA source just sent me. I don't know that to be the case. I like Jaylen Brown. I know a lot of people that like.
Because I've been covering Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, but you had a problem with Jaylen Brown saying to you, well, name your fucking source. Because he kept talking about it. Jaylen Brown didn't say shit for a minute, y'all. But Stephen A. Smith kept running on this fucking narrative. And they kept pushing it on ESPN. And Stephen A. Smith was the face of what happened to Jaylen Brown getting traded. They want to blame Jaylen Brown for being traded for all this other shit. But Stephen A. Smith started it. And then he tried to cover it up. Well, I'm not saying it about the brother and all of that shit, but come on, bro. Come on, man. And let me explain something to you. This is what I mean about having responsibility as black people in positions. Right? If you like him and somebody in the source or whatever happened, or gave you a source, you didn't have to speak about the source. You didn't have to say nothing about it at all. You know what you could have did? You could have said, look, it may be some static there or whatever, but you know, for me, I like Jaylen Brown. Stephen A. Smith literally read off of its phone of what a source from the organization, most likely, it came from the organization, or you know, Nike, or it came from somewhere. They sent him that, and he literally read it off. He didn't have to do that, but he chose to do it because you know what? The one thing that the one thing that Stephen A. didn't expect was that Jaylen Brown would respond to him that way. Because Stephen A. is used to saying fuck shit out his mouth. And then every time, like even when niggas was like, hold on, man, why Jaylen Brown didn't make the US team? All this other shit, why this, that? Stephen A. Smith, he consistently kept bringing up his source. But, you know, this is what they saying about him. That's why he ain't getting this, and that's why he ain't getting that. Instead, he keep backing him. He tried to play both sides. And like I said, you got to be conscious and woke enough to understand what is happening. What the nerve they were trying to do to this young brother. Trying to make him, it's almost like that shit of how they did the Monique. It was like, oh, you know, a lot of our black folks, you know, they hard to work with. They just saying he think he's smarter than everybody. Instead, he's saying that man understands business. They almost was trying to downplay how smart he was. Whoever the source was. Because he's not a dumb athlete. Because usually a dumb athlete could just go along to get along. Or they may not say nothing. And mind you, nobody knew, whoever the source was, nobody knew the conversations that the brother Jaylen Brown had with any of these organizations. And to those organizations went to Stephen A., most likely, gave him this source of how they felt. Nobody knew. Jaylen Brown ain't say shit. And Stephen A. ain't seen nothing wrong with that. I'm just being no, bro. Nobody was ever speaking about this shit. Until somehow a source came to you and gave you this source about how they felt about Jaylen Brown. Come on, man. Let's move on.
Rounded back and forth and stuff like that. And now the second clip that I want to show you guys is Stephen A. Smith deflecting about Jaylen Brown getting traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. Stephen A. Smith was sitting here making it seem like it was Jaylen Brown's fault. And he's going to point the finger at Jaylen Brown saying like, see, I told you so. I knew this was going to happen and you did this and I didn't do anything but just...
And mind you, he never talked bad about the organization. All he said, and I've talked bad about the team, he never talked bad about the organization. All he said, name your source. And people in the industry of that say, You don't name your source, that's not how reporters do it. But there's certain shit as a black man in that position, maybe you don't speak on it or what that source gave you. Did you ever think about that, Stephen A., if you would have never brung up the source? That you had to do it because it's my obligation, because you really, it's like for some weird reason, a part of you sometimes think that you're not black. You're just a reporter. Sports reporter or whatever, right? And you forget that you're a black man and your words matter to our people. But you ain't think about that though. Like I said, he did the same shit to AI people. He did the same shit to AI. He did it to Kobe too. So it shouldn't shock y'all that he did this shit.
Praise you, and I had nothing but good things to say about you. And Stephen A. Smith act like we didn't see a whole entire smear campaign that ESPN was running over the past couple of days.
I will say this. It's nothing about Jaylen Brown's performance on the floor that's got him in trade talks. It's his damn mouth. It's his mouth. It's the streaming. It's the podcast that got them ready to move the needle and get Jaylen Brown out of...
Hold up. And let me say this about Kendrick Perkins. You are a big country ignorant nigga. Right? You a follower too. You're a big ass follower. Because I watched the first clip where he frowned his face. It was like he was upset with Stephen A. was saying. Then all of a sudden he went along with it. Because I guess Stephen A. showed him the source or whatever. And like I said, he's been in the game. He's been Stephen A. Minion. Right? Because let's just be real. Because I always keep trying to tell y'all about some of these dudes that y'all see now on ESPN. These former athletes. Kendrick Perkins would never be a Hall of Famer. He wasn't that good as a big man. He never was top 25 or top 50. He was just a body. He was decent, you can say. He was all right. I don't think he was all right. He was decent. He was never this type of player like that in the NBA. All right? So, you got to look at these dudes' career. All right? So, that's how I go of looking at some of these guys. Right? Even if they played longer, right, than other players that didn't play longer because of injuries. A lot of those dudes, let's just say like Jay Williams, right? The Jay Williams from the beginning was a corny ass dude, right? So I'm not surprised he do corny shit, say corny shit, get, step out of pocket when he's supposed to, whatever, right? But he was better than Kendrick Perkins as an NBA basketball player. Let's just be real. Right? Some of these dudes, even Jay Williams, like some of these dudes, they shouldn't even be speaking on some of these athletes like that. Because they're not qualified. Like, you got, like for me, people be talking about, Michael Hayton or some of these dudes that was elite dudes. And they speak about shit. And niggas be like, they hating. No. These niggas know. They was elite dudes. I'm sick of seeing dudes that wasn't elite speaking on elite players. Kendrick Perkins was never in the same atmosphere as a Jaylen Brown. But you understand what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes. Listen, and not to disrespect Gilbert, right? Because he was elite when he played. He had his elite years. I think Gilbert probably had a good 4 or 5 years that he was elite. Right? And then, injuries or whatever, right? Jaylen Brown been elite about a good 5-6 years now. And he was better than Gilbert Arenas. Listen, if Jaylen Brown, let's just say this next season come up and he get hurt and shit ain't right for him, and he just had these fucked up seasons where he ain't hurt, he out, whatever, right? God forbid, I don't want that to happen to Jaylen Brown. He's still better than Gilbert Arenas. He can go down as a Hall of Famer. Because Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Famer. So why the fuck could Jaylen Brown right now at his career? I think he would have been in the league, 9-10 years or some shit? Let's say he has some up and down years after that. Jaylen Brown is a fucking Hall of Famer. Right now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these dudes should not be speaking on elite dudes. You know what I mean? Because, listen, you got to look at how elite niggas was when they was elite. Right? Like, when they was those guys. When they was them. They wasn't that for a long period of time. That's why I keep telling y'all. For motherfuckers like to put a list up there and say, oh, Larry Bird is over Kobe Bryant. He's 9. But Larry Bird and a lot of these niggas, in old timers, they was elite. They weren't elite as long as Kobe Bryant. How the fuck are they better than Kobe Bryant? Listen, if you don't got Kobe at 2 or 3, I'm cool with that. But he got to be top 5. How the fuck is Tim Duncan in your top 5? And you don't got Kobe in your top 5? You can even put Tim over him. I'm good with that. But he got to be top 5. Then some people only got Tim Duncan in their top 10. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? We're talking about elite years. Where these niggas was elite. When they was like that. You go look at Larry Bird's career. It wasn't Kobe's. Yeah, he got hurt. What the fuck that mean? Well, you know, if he'd play, that got nothing to do with it. We're talking about a nigga career. Nobody was more elite than Kobe Bryant. You talking about all them old timers and shit. Elijah Wan and all these other niggas. They was not more elite than Kobe. They was not. The numbers show that too as well. Like, we're talking about dudes that's not elite. They ain't been elite that long. They wasn't that guy. Listen. I keep telling y'all about as time goes on. Right? You know why Michael Jordan, people look at Michael Jordan as the GOAT, is because of the fact he's still relevant. Michael Jordan ain't played in 20-something years. I'm just trying to tell y'all, why y'all think LeBron is playing for so long? Because LeBron will not be as elite as Michael Jordan is. Let me tell you why. Because the one thing about Michael Jordan, and I'm not a fan of Michael Jordan personally, right? But the one thing about Michael Jordan, he is there's an aura behind him, and his aura is bigger than LeBron's. I keep telling y'all that. Kobe Bryant aura is bigger than LeBron, right? Because as much as you know or see about Michael and Kobe, you really don't know them niggas. Them niggas was special, right? Let me put y'all on game about LeBron. LeBron, you know why LeBron, a lot of us like me, others don't put LeBron in that same atmosphere as Michael and Jordan? Because there's no aura about him. There's no aura about him. The motherfuckers that got that aura like that, these are motherfuckers that you don't think you'll ever meet, right? They ain't that friendly. You don't see them like that. You see LeBron all the time. LeBron can't stay out the spotlight. And look at this free agent shit. Do it really matter where LeBron goes? Do it really? It won't matter. Honestly, wherever LeBron goes, do it really matter? When it comes to Kobe and Michael fans, Jordan fans, unless this nigga go back to Cleveland, I understand. Right? Outside of that, it's the same old LeBron. You chasing Michael and Kobe. And at this one, you really not really chasing Michael, because I'm not going to put you in the same range as Michael. We do Kareem scoring tight, all that shit. Kareem, that dude. You know, a lot of people ain't put Kareem over Michael. So why would we do that for him? Because he's breaking all these records. Who cares? They're talking about he's going to break this assist. I don't care what he breaks. I don't care. He's a stat packer to me. So fuck LeBron. I like at that point, yo, as a basketball player, I don't fuck with LeBron. He's overrated, bro. And all that nigga do is look for fame. And then he get upset because niggas ain't giving him his props. So what? Because you did it the wrong way. You started this whole era of this shit. Now to the point where it's normal. Ain't nobody got a problem with him going this to that place. I heard Skip Bayless say, I ain't had no problem with it. Yeah, you did. It's so normalized at this point, you got to kind of like, okay, cool. You got one of LeBron James' biggest haters. A lot of people like to say about Skip. And now he defended LeBron. I don't really got a problem, what he do. And I didn't have no problem with what he did. Yeah, you did. You go back and look at what LeBron did. he had a problem with it. He's a liar. Skip Bayless a fucking liar. Fuck out of here. Like I said, I don't like the disrespect. You keep trying to disrespect Kobe and Michael to put this nigga over top of him. I put this nigga over top of them. That's bullshit. Why you gotta disrespect their legacy? And then ignore what this nigga did. And then try to act like his failures was good things. It wasn't. Because if his failures was good things, Michael's shit should have been, his failures should have been good. And Kobe's. Because it was a period of time of Kobe's failures. He was the best fucking player in the league. And he wasn't winning chips. He had scoring titles. First NBA defense, all that shit. But he didn't win no chips. He didn't go far in them playoffs. He was getting swept. First round, second round. With bad teams. And he was playing in the West, not the East. You give LeBron a pass. For what? They should be ashamed of themselves, man. LeBron got the most criticism. That's because he wanted to put himself on a plateau that he was not on. This nigga literally was getting sports reporters fired because they wouldn't talk great about him. LeBron is the most sensitive basketball player ever. The fuck out of here, bro. No, you can't be on Michael and Kobe level. You can't. They weren't that sensitive, nigga. Niggas playing around with Kobe and Michael name like that. And then you let this bitch ass nigga Scottie Pippen come out here. Fuck you, nigga. You got your wife left you over a young rapper that nobody was talking about is great. Your ex-wife a hoe. Your baby mama a hoe. And then you want to come out, oh, I'm better than Michael Jordan. Yeah, I'm better than LeBron James. No, you ain't. No, you ain't, Scottie Pippen. Shout out to my brother Game in the building. What up, Game? No, you ain't, nigga. You not better than LeBron James. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't, nobody even mentioned you in the top 10. What the fuck you talking about of all time? Or overall? Overall, suck my dick. Scottie Pippen, get the fuck out of here. Talking about he better than LeBron, you know, without me, Michael. Nigga, listen, fuck out of here, bro. I never took none. Listen. I say that Scottie Pippen is the third best small forward of all time. I got LeBron. I got Kevin Durant. No. I gotta see Kevin. I don't know what to his career is in. But I got Larry Bird at number 2, and I got Scottie Pippen at 3, and I got Kevin Durant at 4. And I got Dominique Wilkins at 5. But get the fuck out of here. Scottie, you wasn't better than Larry Bird. Fuck out of here, bro. I don't give a fuck what he said. You was never the man in Chicago ever. And even when Michael left, They gave you the keys. What you do with it? You cried like a little bitch. You got it again because they wouldn't give you the ball because they knew you wasn't like that. Phil ain't give you that shit. They gave it to Tony Kukoc. But you was better than Michael, huh? Fuck out of here. And all LeBron James dick riders run with that dumbass shit that he said. Nigga, we got proof about this goofy thing. Fuck we talking about. Fuck y'all talking about. Fuck out of here. He was never better than Michael Jordan. He was never on the same level as Michael Jordan. Yeah, you helped Michael get some chips. That's about it. And you leave it as that. And to me, because I ain't no bitch ass nigga like you are, no hating ass motherfucker like you are, Scottie Pippen. You the third best small forward of all time. I ain't putting Kevin Durant over you. Fuck out of here. There's LeBron, Bird, then you. And this is a debate about you and Bird. But it ain't really, not to me. But if people want to have a debate, I think Bird was better. Just like I said, he was always second fiddle. Because when he became to be the first fiddle, he couldn't get it done. He got mad because they didn't give him the ball. Why they didn't give him the ball? They gave it to Tony Kukoc over his goofy ass. Fuck out of here, nigga. And he sat on the bench. He quit on the team. He literally sat on the bench. Remember they told Kobe wouldn't take a shot. It's a difference if nigga don't take a shot than a nigga just, I ain't going in the game. Scottie Pippen literally said, I ain't going in the game. But somehow he on Michael Jordan level. Next thing, like I said, next thing nigga tell you he better than Kobe. And then he came out and said, oh, he better than LeBron. What? No, nigga. No. I got my issues with LeBron, but you ain't LeBron. Fuck out of here. You're a goofy ass. Anyway, give me a second, y'all. All right, my bad, people. Let me just say this before we move on. Right? You remember when Scottie Pippen was talking about he was better than LeBron James and shit? He said he was a better player. No, he wasn't. Listen, and I'm going to tell y'all why he wasn't. Even when LeBron James played with a super team, his numbers were still better than fucking Scottie Pippen when he played by himself. No, you was not better. You're not a better overall player than LeBron James. Stop. Let's just go tell Scottie Pippen to fuck himself, bro. Fuck out of here. You man, because your ex-wife is out here living like trash. She trash. And apologies to the kids and shit. You know, but hey man, your mama ain't shit. No mama go out here and act like that, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You got kids to worry about and you out here acting the fool like that. That's like me as a man. I'm not going out here and being this whore ass nigga going out here and I got a daughter that I know that watches, you know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Well, I got sons and shit. Oh, this is how you supposed to act. No. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, niggas need to grow. Motherfuckers need to grow the fuck up. And call shit what it is. Like, the only thing I ain't mad at Scotty about is about his ex-wife. Because she is what she is, nigga. She is trash. But, nigga, you are not LeBron James. You are not a better player than LeBron James. Not in your good day. You weren't even that good out of college. To be on, when LeBron James was playing in high school, you wasn't better than him. Stop. Let's please stop, bro. Let's move on.
Out of Boston. Trust him. The trust factor is gone. We don't know if you're going to say something. We don't know if you're going to break a secret. We don't know if you're going to tell her something that we didn't have in the film study. I'm telling you straight up, the things he said after they got bounced about this being the best season was basically a shot at Jason Tatum.
We've seen plenty of videos like this.
And the crazy part about it, y'all took it that way. And then you push that narrative. Listen, bro. If you playing alongside somebody that you feel is equal to you, but they put this motherfucker over you a little bit, right? Y'all A and B, right? But you the B, but they the A. And then the motherfucker get hurt, and you know you elite just like that motherfucker, right? And he get hurt. And then you come in, and the expectations, because he got hurt, the motherfucker y'all talking about is better than me. He get hurt. The expectations lower. It lowers. Y'all didn't expect motherfuckers to even, like, they didn't even think they would make the AFC because of Jason Tatum getting hurt. And then this nigga comes in with the same team that they had the year before when Jason Tatum got hurt. They got damn near the same team. And he takes that team and make them a second seed. And he's an MVP running. Top 5. Everybody's he was 6. Yeah, because of Jason Tatum fucked that up. When he brung his ass back. When he shouldn't have came back. So you fucked my MVP shit up, and he shouldn't be upset about, not being upset about it, but you getting mad at him for saying, oh, this is my best season. Because he proved I can be a number one. Listen, they'd have been dangerous in the postseason because they was underrated. They was underrating Jaylen Brown. Then when this nigga come back, all of a sudden shit change. Because you know if Jason Tatum come in, that's less shots for all other motherfuckers. There's less assists for Jaylen Brown. Less points. Rebounds. And he did that by himself. He was that guy. And y'all mad at him? Because he said, hey man, one of the best seasons. But they didn't, and he explained it's probably because they didn't expect this from us. Because of Jason Tatum. Because of Jason Tatum, they didn't even think they didn't have these niggas in the playoffs. But everybody mad because he said this was one of his best seasons. When he was the guy. And he proved he was the guy. So y'all lost in the first round. Was that totally because of him? It wasn't totally because of him. Because soon Jason Tatum came back in, he still had to take another back seat, which I don't think he should have. So it's partly his fault too. I wouldn't have took no back seat to this nigga. Excuse me. But that's how good of a dude he is and a good of a team player he was. He is. Let me go and get your Sean back. Let me, let him do his thing. And the nigga still averaged 20-something. I pick up the slack of this nigga getting hurt, but I can't, and got us to a 2 seed where ain't nobody think we was going to make that. Niggas give me praise all through the year. Then all of a sudden, this nigga come back. They didn't lose because of Jaylen Brown. They lost because of motherfucking Jason Tatum. Let's be real. Nobody want to talk about that. They ain't lose because of Jaylen Brown. And I'm not being biased about, this nigga should have never came, bro. They want no better when he came. They want no better. They still was the number 2 seed. If that was the case, when Jason Tatum came back, it should have been the number 1 seed. If that nigga was so much better than Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. If Jason Tatum was so much better than Jaylen Brown, but they wasn't. It was a 2 seed. And that nigga was coming off an ACL and still got hurt. When they needed this nigga, he got hurt. Fuck out of here. How is that his fault? How's that Jaylen Brown fault, bro? Nobody put the onus on Jaylen Brown, bro. I'm Jason Tatum. He shouldn't have came back. And knowing how Jaylen Brown is, nigga, I knew he was going to take a step back to let this nigga kind of shine. That's the type of dude he is. Good teammate, great teammate. Ain't nobody ever talk bad about him. No teammates. Ever. You don't hear Jason Tatum come out. Listen, they might not be the closest ring, but you don't hear him talking bad about Jaylen Brown. The media did that shit. Fucking Stephen A did that. He allowed it. Because this so-called source. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Let's move on, man.
The list was constantly talking about JB to the point where even Kendrick Perkins had came out and said that it's Jaylen Brown's mouth. It was like Perk was damn near telling Jaylen Brown to shut up and dribble. So the fact that these talking heads are sitting here trying to do a smear campaign is crazy, right? Let's show this clip of Stephen A. Smith pointing a finger at Jaylen Brown for getting traded. And if you can, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help support my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Here is, however, what I have to say to Jaylen Brown. Was I wrong now? America, this tournament might be fun,
My bad, dude, commercial.
but it'll be won. We know he's an all-world player. All of this brouhaha that's been made about me and Jaylen Brown.
Listen, let me say this. This is what's so disingenuous about this shit that Stephen A does. He always try to pretend, I'm bigging him up and all that shit. But nigga, do you understand the shit of how you tore this man down and made him seem like, because he was so smart, that's a bad thing. As a black man, do you understand that what you did? Because like you said, you can't talk about his game. You can't even quote a teammate. on some sucker shit and did that to that man. God damn it, Stephen A. Yo, you so goddamn fucking selfish, bro. As a black person, you selfish. You still blaming him for some shit that you helped start. Because you didn't have to do what you did. But you did it anyway. Because you selfish, bro. And now you blaming this black man for some shit you helped start? God damn. Oh, man. John, I'm with you, bro. I'm a motherfucking 76er fan at this point. Listen, I've been a Jaylen Brown fan, bro. But, nigga, listen. Call me biased, call me whatever, nigga. I want Jaylen Brown to win, nigga. I'm pushing for him to win a chip this year. Coming up. Fuck out of here, bro. Can't believe this nigga did this shit, and he still don't understand what he did. He trying to blame a nigga that you helped fuck his shit up over some sources from. Just say what his sources is real. You have no fucking, like, you don't even think of what you did, and you still don't care. You blaming him. You didn't have to speak about this shit, Stephen A. God damn, bro. This dude is so... These coons don't take no responsibility of turning down other black people. They don't think about any credibility. They don't care, bro. That's why I say the shit I say about them. Like, what's wrong with you motherfucking niggas, man?
We know he's an all-world player. All of this brouhaha that's been made about me and Jaylen Brown, I got nothing against Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a good dude. Smart as hell, decent people. Just coming across as a bit sensitive, that's all right. But he's not a bad person. He's a good dude.
This is the real reason why I be as disrespectful I be, bro, to these type of sellout ass niggas. Oh, he's sensitive. You didn't call Trump sensitive, did you? When he was out there kissing his ass. Or Dana White when he beat his woman. You, Stephen A. And maybe you don't get this shit, nigga. You showed more animosity to a source that you got from wherever the fuck you got it from. And what Jaylen Brown said to you, you was more harsh to that brother than Dana White beating a woman. Let that make sense to your bitch ass. You treated this nigga Jaylen Brown and you still doing it. Of like, he beat a woman or something. He did something very fucking bad. But Dana White beat his wife on camera, and you showed more remorse for that motherfucker than you showed for your own brother Jaylen Brown, because of a source say that he thinks he's the smartest person in the room. And they don't like that because he's intelligent, because he's smart. You see how fucking idiotic and stupid you sound, nigga. Oh, yo, it's nobody around Stephen A to tell him that he ain't shit, bro. Everybody kissing his ass. Shannon Sharp, you too, you bitch ass nigga. All these niggas, Kendra Pruitt, all you niggas, Gilbert Arenas, all you fuck niggas, sit around and kiss this nigga ass. Because he's the guy. But he ain't shit. You tore Jaylen Brown down. I ain't even seen you, Kenya Martin, with your goofy ass. And like this man did something fucking horrible. The fuck out of here, bro. Right is right and wrong is wrong. If this happened to LeBron, I'd have been mad. I'd have been this passionate and emotional and upset and race baiting. I'd have been the same way if it was LeBron. If it happened to Luka, same shit. What happened to Luka? That shit was bullshit. But then they weren't wrong about Luka. You notice they said, oh, they traded Luka, the black GM. They get in his ass. Still to this day, that shit was bullshit he did. But Luka still didn't play no goddamn defense. Excuse me. They weren't even talking about defense over there in Dallas. Talking about this nigga just being in shape. And then he go to LA, he get in shape. And he still ain't available when they need him. Like, people be on some bullshit, bro. They don't keep the same energy. It's always some different shit. But see, next, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. You act like this brother committed some type of real fucked up shit to an organization. He didn't. They was mad at this brother because he was smart. And he wouldn't let them take advantage of him. He wouldn't just be a token-ass sellout black Negro like you. They couldn't play him. And that's what you was mad about. And that's why you put that dumbass source out. Talking about you respect them. No, you don't. You don't respect nobody standing up for what's right. Or standing on business. You sell out. You did the same shit to Colin Kaepernick, bro. So it don't even shock me. But it angered me that you try to sit out here and act like you ain't that dude. You are that dude. You are a sellout. You sell your people out every chance you get. And it's mainly for money. You fucking coward.
Wrong now. We know he's an all-world player. All of this brouhaha that's been made about me and Jaylen Brown, I got nothing against Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a good dude. Yeah. Smart as hell, decent people. Just coming across as a bit sensitive, that's all right. But he's not a bad person. He's a good dude. All I said after they lost is that you're a champion and an NBA Finals MVP. You cannot be.
Let me say. He said all this shit. That's white people talking points. When they know black people are very intelligent and very smart, they use that. It's almost like using that against us in a way, but trying to give us props of the bad shit they get ready to say about us. And then he turn right around and say, oh, we sensitive. He's sensitive. That's what racist white people do. I caught you, nigga. That's what racist white people do. And you say, oh, he a little sensitive, though. I can't be sensitive for calling out your bullshit and protecting how you talk about me. What am I being sensitive about? Listen, and first of all, let's call it being sensitive. You goddamn right I'm going to be sensitive about how you speak about me. You motherfucking right. Don't you, Stephen A? You sensitive too, ain't you? Let me say some shit about you. Let anybody say something about Stephen A. Smith, one of those guys. Jalen Brown said some shit. He got in his feelings and he went on his show and got in his fucking feelings like a bitch. So weren't you sensitive, nigga? Ain't you a little sensitive? You fucking coward? You bitch ass. Let's move on.
Saying that losing in the first round was your favorite season. That's it. That's not a reason for him to be upset or his dad or anybody else to go off. Go back and look at the tapes. I've been nothing but complimentary about Jaylen Brown.
Why did people take it that way? Could they look at it irrespective of how Jaylen Brown looked at it? Said that was his favorite season and a reason why? Because he explained it. And if you're a Jaylen Brown fan, in a way, right, you will understand where he's coming from. He wasn't trying to knock Jason Tatum or trying to downplay that they lost. He said for him, it's one of my best, because it was one of his best seasons. Because he was the guy, because the other guy that y'all said that was better than him was out and then came in and got hurt and took away from his MVP vote. A lot of shit. First team, he took away all that shit. But nobody called Jason Tatum selfish. But Jaylen Brown is all these things. He was wrong for saying that they lost in the first round. Jason Tatum was a part of that. Why y'all ain't put that on him? Oh, because he came off an injury? He ain't had to. And we all know that Jaylen Brown took a step back of everything. Scoring, rebounding, assists. Even being the leader of that team. Winning the partnership with Jason Tatum. Because he was coming back. You gave all this nigga the props, but didn't give Jaylen Brown his props. And he carried that team that whole fucking season. And then Jaylen Brown come back a couple of games, play good for 16 or something games like that. And then get in the playoffs and got hurt. You ain't put blame on that nigga. Please, man. Let's move on. Listen, this is bigger than race too. Because every time you see Stephen A. Smith, when any of these people come up and talk about how intelligent Jaylen Brown is, it's an insult. It's an insult. Because we know that Stephen A. Smith came out, they got a problem. Whoever his source was got a problem with him. They feel like he feels like he's the smartest person in the room. They ain't saying that he ain't smart. They're saying that basically he's smart and he won't let the stupid shit that we would do to these athletes because he keep thinking he's smart. Like, hey, man, be quiet. Let this shit happen the way we wanted to happen. Jaylen Brown, stop being smart. It's almost talking down. They're not giving him his props for being intelligent. They're trying to turn him down because he's smart. Or they basically saying, it's almost basically saying, we smarter than you. So don't try to act like you on our level of intelligence. Even though he's probably on a level or more intelligent. Jaylen Brown is a very highly intelligent brother. But they use that against him. And Stephen A. Smith, for some weird reason, he knew it or he didn't. But if he did know, that's even worse, bro. You know he's smart. You know he's intelligent. He not going to let them play him like that. Even with the Nike shit. Who the fuck? Nike sitting out there telling motherfuckers, oh, you got to sign with us and do that. Jaylen Brown asked for some shit because he's smart. He got enough smart people around him. That's why it ain't just that he's intelligent and smart. He got enough smart, intelligent people around him. Like, no, you can't just give me that bullshit. These motherfuckers unbelievable, man.
All I said after they lost is that you're a champion and an NBA Finals MVP. You cannot be saying that losing in the first round was your favorite season. That's it. That's not a reason for him to be upset. Or his dad or anybody else to go off.
That is not what you just did. It pushed the narrative. And Stephen A., you've been in the business a long time, and you know what push narratives. You do it all the time. That's why you keep talking about Jaylen Brown or anybody else. You push the narrative. You know what goes viral. You know it. So stop acting like it's Jaylen Brown or what he said. No, bro. You took that shit the way you took it and pushed the narrative. You didn't call Jaylen Brown and say, hey, Jaylen. And mind, they already sat down before. So he could have called Jaylen, called his father, whoever, who was close to him, and said, Jaylen, what you mean by that, bro? You know what Stephen A. did? He went on ESPN. There was a clip, and he ran with it. Like he normally do. He didn't sit down and, hey, Jaylen, what you mean by that, man? Because that can come off this way. He didn't do that. He made his own assumption and how he wanted to run with it to make it go viral. He could have called Jaylen. Hey, Jaylen, what you meant by that? Hey, bro, come on the show. You know what? Let me talk to him behind the scenes. Hey, you ain't mean like that. Okay, all right, well, come on the network, come on the show and explain to people so people won't take it. Because I took it a certain type of way. But, okay, I get what you're saying. He didn't do that. He ran with it to go viral. That's what he did. And anybody want to sit here and like, oh, it's all Jaylen's fault. No, you just sat down with Jaylen. You got his number. You got to follow them. Got his people number. You know these dudes. All right, it came off wrong. You took it a certain way. Cool. Hey, let me call Jaylen, man. Maybe he ain't mean it that way. Hey, Jaylen. Hey, man, this shit coming off a certain type of way. Hey, before I give my opinion on the show, all right, let's talk about it. Oh, that's how you meant it. Okay, well, come on the show and say that. You know what I mean? And just say, Jaylen, say, nah, I'm busy, whatever, I ain't gonna be able to do it. You say, all right, but at least you got his quote or what he meant. You did none of that. You supposed to be a journalist, right? You did none of that. You ran with some shit that he said and you took your opinion because you know it was going to go viral, Stephen A. So stop trying to blame Jaylen for what he said because you could have reached out to Jaylen and said, hey, Jaylen, this shit coming off a certain type of way, man. You didn't even give him the opportunity to speak on it. You could have did that, but you didn't. Because Stephen A, you was looking for what you got right now. Your bitch ass. And now you trying to play, oh, I ain't had nothing to do with that. It was all him. You have no responsibility as a black man. And understand he's a black man and how that shit comes off. Are you not that in tune with your black people that you don't understand how that shit will come off? And then you, as a black man, saying that. And you push the narrative. It wasn't everybody else. It was you. All other coons, Kendrick Perkins, all these other niggas. They go for Kenyon Martin and all of them. The narrative was not getting pushed that way. Let's move on.
That's it. That's not a reason for him to be upset. Or his dad or anybody else to go off. Go back and look at the tapes. I've been nothing but complimentary about Jalen Brown.
Shut your bitch ass up. You're a bitch. Because you heard what Jalen Brown dad said, nigga. Come see me. Come talk to me. You know what happened. Even Big Perk talking that gangster shit. Nigga, you don't want to see Jalen Brown father, nigga. You don't like that. He will fuck you up. Motherfuckers don't know that Jalen Brown father fight, nigga. He do that UFC shit. Fuck y'all talking about. Big Perk talking that gangster shit. Nah, nigga, get in the ring. I guarantee you'll beat the shit out you, Big Perk. You're talking all that gangster shit. Fuck you niggas talking about. So you niggas talk out your mouth and like I said, I was very, very shocked that Jalen Brown dad even said anything. Because in fact, Jalen Brown was winning that conversation to me. But I get it. That's your son. And these grown ass men, they grown. Kendrick Perkins is way older than motherfucking Jalen Brown. Stephen A. Smith is 50-something years old. Nigga, hold on, bro. As a father, I'm like, hold on. I been got to step in. So I understand Jalen Brown's father. Hold on, nigga. You can't keep disrespecting my motherfucking kid. I know my kid. Yeah, he said what he said, nigga. That's because y'all disrespected him. And like I said, Big Perk, you was on Jalen Brown's side when Stephen A. Smith first said that shit, and all of a sudden you start shucking and jiving, nigga. So fuck Big Perk. Yo, bitch ass. Yo, big ass softy, nigga. Big ass. Let me say this about Kendrick Perkins. You're a sellout, bro. To Stephen A. Nigga gave you opportunity. You don't kiss ass. I mean, you just out here kissing ass. You know this nigga is wrong, and you still ride with it. It's okay to go against Stephen A, you fucking coward. Bitch ass niggas. Let's move on.
Because he's a stud. He's an all-world player. And he's going to do wonders in the city of Philadelphia. Make no mistake about it. He's that dude. But I wasn't wrong. Nor was I wrong with what I said a couple of years ago. When he wore them shirts talking about state your source, because I said, yo, he's not liked. I love how I see these people on over social media now and with their podcast.
Stephen A. He's not liked because of you. Because them sources that probably said that shit to you, if you never would have said it, he would have been liked. It wouldn't have been this publicity of motherfuckers even talking bad about Jalen Brown. See, you don't understand your responsibility. Not just as a black person, but as a journalist. You coward. And we know Stephen A. didn't reach out to Jaylen Brown when the sources came out. When he got these sources, right? He didn't reach out to Jaylen Brown. He didn't. He just went along with the source that gave him that shit. Because this shit ain't even about real journalists no more. Being a real journalist. You just trying to get likes and views, bro. That's all you want, Stephen A. And then now you trying to bring the brother, oh, no, this on Jaylen. Okay, cool. Fine. Like I said, you know what? So my black folks, y'all gotta start supporting Stephen A. He's not one of us. This nigga will turn down our people for them white dollars. That's what he's doing. He literally did that to Jaylen Brown. Shit, before Jaylen Brown, he did it to AI. He did it to Kobe. That's what he do. He did it to a lot of athletes. That's why I don't listen to a part of me. I don't got that much respect for Kenyon Martin. Like, nigga, you don't have this nigga on there talk all that shit about Stephen A. And all of a sudden you kiss his ass or what? He's still the same old fucking sucker ass dude. But because you doing media now, mean nothing. That's your opportunity to stand on business. These yo. Kenyon Martin went down like a coward because he ain't speak, he ain't say shit. And you seen Sean McCain when they had him give these niggas was cowards, bro. Niggas are cowards. Seeing they couldn't be in my space, bro. He couldn't be in my space. Nigga, it's hostile. You come in me, you come in my space. I'll be respectful till he start lying. And because he gonna lie, he gotta lie. I'll be respectful till he start lying. And you start lying to me to my fucking face like that, then nigga, that's when shit go left. That's why I told you they can't be in my space. But King and all of them, they cowards, bro. They let that man come there. He said all that shit about Cole, all that dumbass shit he was saying. They didn't like him and all that other shit. Then all of a sudden now they like Stephen A. The fuck out of here, bro. Niggas is cowards. Let's move on.
That's now not giving me any credit, but echoing what the hell I said a couple of years ago. He's smart. He's accomplished. He doesn't suffer fools easily, and he's not to be manipulated. He's his own man. And Madison Avenue, figuratively speaking, doesn't like that.
No, you don't. Because you work for a company that manipulates you to do fuck shit. And you try to blame this man and still are doing it, that he's smart and all that shit you saying. But you're easy to be manipulated and you do the shit of the behalf of those people that you're talking about. So you don't respect him. Because you can't stand up. You scared. You scared to do it. All that shit you saw about Jaylen Brown giving this props, you scared to be that man. You scared to be Jaylen Brown. And you are in a powerful position, but you only in that powerful position because you are a sellout. And the motherfuckers that allow you to do what you do, because they know you're a sellout. All they gotta do is say they bring you in that office, they call you up on their phone, or they text you. Stephen A., hey man, calm that shit down. You're a bitch. You're a sellout. And now you're trying to act like Jaylen Brown is some type of fuck nigga? He ruining shit? No, he's standing up for shit that you won't stand up for in your own industry. You won't do it because you're a coward, Stephen A. These are facts. You're proving it. Fucking bitch ass nigga.
Because They don't like someone they view as hard-headed, not realize it's not being about hard-headed. It's about having pride and dignity and intelligence and following your intellect. I was complimentary of him. I was not insulting him. And sure enough, he doesn't make teams.
Listen, let me say this. You cannot compromise. You cannot can't give people compliments, right? Of who they are and what they stand for, and then turn right around and side with the motherfuckers that says the bad shit about him. He literally is doing that now. I can see why they see this about him being, this and that. All this shit that you praising him for, you siding with the people that saying they got a problem with it. They got a problem with him being intelligent. They got a problem with him standing on business. They got a problem with him not going along, getting along. You literally going against it. You can say all that shit. I respect it, but I'm over it. I get what they saying though. So that means you don't get what I'm saying. It's sometimes some shit ain't two sides to a story. You get what I mean? Sometimes shit is what it is. And Stephen A's trying to play that game. Nigga, you can't say this dude is all this shit, but then you say, oh, that's what they felt that was wrong, and that's why, that's why he fucked up. You don't stand by the brother. You try to play both sides, but at the same time, it comes off you against the nigga, and you sign with them motherfuckers that you say that's wrong. That shit don't even make any sense, bro. One second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. Let me put you on game. Right? My people. Think about this, and we move on from this nigga. This nigga's full of shit. Think about this. I had a young chick that worked at the job. Right? And she got herself into some bullshit. Right? It was her own fault. She did what she did. Right? She was cool, like, you know what I mean? Right? But she was doing some shit or fucking with a dude at a job that one of the managers was fucking with, right? Niggas playing, right? Whatever, right? Now, the shit was happening. I didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Wasn't my business, so I didn't really care. Right? So when it happens, right? The fallout of it happens. I didn't take a side. I told her straight up. I told her the truth because I was cool with her more than cool with all the rest of them. I say, yo, All right, I get what you're talking about, but you put yourself in that situation, right? You literally did that, right? And all right, fine, it happened. Leave that shit be. What, she asked me what I supposed to do. Leave it be. Leave that shit alone. Stop fucking with all that shit. Leave that be. You know what she did? She did the opposite of that. Of what I told her not to do. Because she felt a certain type of way. When you should have just left that shit be. Right? And then I told her, like even before that, when I told her to leave it be, I had a conversation to tell her, listen, you put yourself in that fucked up situation. Why would you fuck with that? Like, I'm telling her all the fucked up shit, why that shit was wrong or what she did. Right? You know what she did, though? She kept trying to blame the other motherfuckers for their behavior. No, it's about you. You're allowing it to still be involved in it. You're still putting yourself involved. You're still fucking with the dude. You're still in that shit. Leave it be. You cannot be upset about something that you keep having yourself involved in. Right? And then blame the other motherfucker because their reaction. Right? Regardless if you're right or wrong about it. But you know it's fucked up. Right? Even if you in the right. You know it's fucked up. Take yourself out of that situation. You're supposed to take yourself out of it because you already know it's fucked up. But if you continue to put yourself in that situation, then how the fuck you can blame somebody else? Right? You can't do that. And that's what Stephen A is doing. He's sitting there, he know I started some shit, I fucked up some shit for this man. I fucked it all up, but he's still trying to play like he right. That was the same shit homegirl was trying to do. And I was telling him, hey, all right, fine. You didn't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You found out? Cool. Leave that shit be. Let it go. All right? It was some fucked up shit. Let it go. She wouldn't let it go. Then try to make it like everybody else's fault. Or the people. Whatever. But you continue to keep doing shit. You can't do that. And then try to play victim. That's all Stephen A. Smith is saying that he's doing. You cannot do that, my people. You can't start some shit. Even if you didn't start it, if somebody came at you, if you take yourself out of that, unless the motherfucker keep bringing that to you, I get it. Right? Because everybody was talking about Jaylen Brown. Like, Jaylen Brown shit. He didn't bring that shit, nigga. He got to defend himself. But if a motherfucker sitting there, trying to bring some shit on me that I didn't do, and you keep talking bad about me, that's something different. Yeah, of course Jaylen Brown's supposed to go, or you supposed to go after the motherfuckers. But if you put, it's like, I'm on the Stephen A shit. He's acting like he ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Nigga, you are the reason this shit happened. It was so many different opportunities of how you supposed to handle this, but you didn't. Because you look at this shit of benefiting you. It was money-wise. And then you mad at Jaylen Brown because he shouldn't have said this and he shouldn't have did this. And you got everybody in the media. Everybody's, he shouldn't have said this and said that. It wouldn't have been this way. No, it's because of Stephen A. shouldn't have said what the fuck he said. And did what he did. How you blaming the victim on some shit? He literally did this shit. And everybody said that, well, he got a point. No, he doesn't. Stephen ain't got no point. He fucked this up because as a black man, listen, you ain't get it. But at the wild, bro, You calm the fuck down with that. Or he came at the Stephen A. What he supposed to do? Kept letting this coward ass nigga say some fuck shit that was lying about him? And he wasn't 100. He just had a source. It wasn't 100%. A source is not 100%. He went off that source to pretend that that shit was real. It was 100. He didn't believe the brother, though. He didn't believe Jalen. But he believed his source. And the source is not 100%. Just like Jalen ain't 100%. So it's a way you got to do that. And I'm not even a journalist, but I educate myself in shit. It is certain shit you don't do as a journalist, bro. If you want to be a real journalist. But anyway, let's move on.
USA, but
Let's go to this Democrat shit real quick. And this is why I say fuck them, some of these Democrats. They ain't no better than Republicans, bro. Let's lead the show with this. This shit is bullshit. And Democrats wonder why. Well, when they talk mad shit about Jasmine Crockett, oh, she ain't supporting the dude, the white dude in Texas or whatever, right? Whatever the fuck he is. It's because they have lack of respect for black people. They have a lack of respect for black voters. And this is how this come off. And this is literally the head of the Democrat Party saying the shit that y'all get ready to hear. When I heard it, I felt so disrespected, but I felt like I can see why some of these black voters vote for Trump. Honestly, I mean, not saying because I understand it, doesn't mean that I would. Because I'm educated, I'm smart enough to know better. But this is why we say this, like motherfuckers like me talk about white liberty. This is why I'm not a Democrat. I put it that way. Not to saying I understand why people vote for Trump. I say this, I take that back. This is the real reason why, for me, I'm not a Democrat. This is the real reason. Listen to the shit.
Mr. Coates rips into a centrist about, socialism. Here he is.
I don't think that the congressional Democrats should seat her as a member of the Democratic Party. You can't kick her out of Congress. She was voted, but she doesn't have to be in the Democratic caucus. I don't have anything in common with Mr. Fyou, and I really don't want to be in the same party she's in.
Your reaction to that?
This is supposed to be a Democrat. Dude, he's a legend in the shit. And this is what happened when you have the old generation of Democrats. And I told you about Nancy Pelosi, all of them. Right? It wasn't just Nancy Pelosi. It's that the motherfuckers that be behind that money of the Democrat Party. These old-ass liberals. But they still feel like, listen, it's okay if Republicans side, you have some shit the way y'all agree with liberals and Republicans where it's fair. I'm okay with that. But this whole notion that it's like when you get old, right? And the young motherfuckers talk about some new shit, right? You ain't gonna automatically accept it. But after a while, you see the effect of what they're doing, and it's positive. You almost kind of got like, all right, I get it. You don't totally tune it off, and you shouldn't, because maybe they're doing some shit that you wasn't capable of doing. right? Like when I look at the young niggas and shit, right? Yeah, name as listen. I look at young motherfuckers like this, right? I look at young folks. They just don't have the wisdom right now, and shit would change with them. But it's an era too. They in a different era that we was in. So I look at that shit in so many different ways. So I can't get upset at a lot of young folks for doing or saying certain shit, right? But it's my responsibility as an OG to not put them in a place, but kind of not even check them, of kind of reminding them what you talking about is not true, or yeah, you only saying that because of this era, right? It's bigger than what you think it is, right? Like I try to give knowledge to young folks. I don't shun them, but that's what this dude is doing. The Democrat Party's supposed to change, but I told you it's too many corporate Democrats as leaders, and you're gonna hear this and you see what I'm saying. And this is why the Democrats lost to Trump twice. Because the Cobra, you think Nancy Pelosi all up, they wasn't no better than Trump. They wasn't. They was not. You see, the Young Turks, all them switch over. They down there moderates now. Moderate Democrats. It's for a reason. Because that makes money. They scared to stand on business. Talk about Bernie Sanders. Say whatever you want to say about Bernie. Bernie still don't take corporate money. Still to this day. And he ran for president twice and he's still a senator. And it's most likely if he want to retire, you know, when his time is up, that's on him. Or somebody come in better that's younger. But he probably embraced that person. Because Bernie like 80-something years old. I'm just saying. Listen, people, that's why I told you I'm not a Democrat. Like all these right wings that come out, oh, you just on that left wing shit. No, I'm not. I'm not a Democrat. There's Democrats, these corporate Democrats is no different than the racist Republicans, like y'all. They're no difference. But anyway, let's listen to it.
I see. Wow. And you do this to me every time I come on and you like something to leave me completely. Because look, the problem with that is like whatever you just think of future Congresswoman Chevalier, she represents actual voters. Okay, she represents actual voters. And what James Carville is saying is that those voters should be disenfranchised. That he is so disgusted with whatever opinion she has that those voters should be disenfranchised. And I don't get it, man. I don't like you know.
No. You don't get it, but I get it. Right? He's saying that because some fact that you gotta understand something. And I always say this. When you don't live the life of others, you forget shit. Right? Like if you moving up in life, you kind of forget if you like a status, right? Or financially. You kind of forget. Right? And you kind of move a certain type of way that people like, yo, that shit is like on real talk. I had friends of mine told me like, nigga, you ain't the same, nigga. You ain't like that no more, nigga. I had a cousin, I had a cousin tell me, he said, nigga, just because I don't use the same hood language that I used to use, and I'm using, instead of using the N-word like that, I say bro or whatever, nigga criticize that. But that's because I grew and they didn't. I thought it was a certain part, I thought that was a bad thing, but it's not. They think that's a bad thing because they haven't been wrong. Right? They think even as they my dudes, right? I still should be calling them the N-word. Trying not to use the fucking N-word like that. So, you know, I've grown. I've been around different people. I've been in businesses and shit like that, but you can't use that word. You know what I mean? And a lot of them, if they was in that situation, they wouldn't use that word. It's not like forgetting where you come from. It's just like, yo, we shouldn't want to use that word amongst each other anyway. Right? That's how I look at it. Right? But I don't knock my people from using it because here and there I still use it. And when I'm around my people, I feel more comfortable using it around them than white people. Like I could be with one or two black people, right? But you got a white dude around me, just one. I don't think I should be able to. I don't want to use that word around them. I just don't, because I don't want them to get comfortable with thinking that shit is okay, right? And it's just me. So yeah, like I have friends and shit like that. So it's not shocking me from the Democrat Party of some of these people. They don't get it no more, bro. When you move to another level and whenever you move to another level, you think you better. When you start to think that, then that's where the conflict comes in. I'm not cool with friends to this day because of that. I'm not cool with family. I mean, it's a little deeper than that, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of family members, like, y'all supposed to act like you want me to act. Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Like I said, I was saying this shit a while ago, my last live stream. I said this shit. I said, yo, my homeboy. Been on this nigga since I was in my 20s. So we've been knowing each other for over 20-something years. Yo, call that nigga, look, need something. Wasn't crazy like that. Nigga, what's up? Nigga, he was like, yo, I can't give you that, what you asked me for, but I got this. I say, cool. Send that shit straight to me. I know it's hands about that shit. I said, I got you. There's certain motherfuckers I fuck with, I know I can do that too. Right? And they know that I'm going to get that shit back because this is how I am. Send me some shit. I said, I got you next week. You're like, all right. Cool. Now, I haven't talked to him, but I guarantee, because I'm going to talk to him, I guarantee you this nigga he wasn't looking for me to give him that money back. He wasn't. Because we friends like that. Right? And because he know my model too. Right? Like, yo, if I give you something, like, if I get a nigga whatever the money was, right? It depends what the amount is, but the amount that I asked him for, he was like, oh yeah, wasn't nothing, right? Now, I guarantee you, he probably think, nah, I ain't. Yeah, part of me, a part of him would think, oh yeah, I'll get it back to him. But if I couldn't get it back to him, because whatever, let's say financial thing, right? I couldn't get it back to him. He wouldn't have cared about that shit. They couldn't get it back. Okay, cool. And mind you, me and my man, we don't talk like that every day. Like I said, man, this nigga, we've been knowing each other since we was in our 20s. It's my dude. I ain't got to talk to him every day. He ain't got to talk to me every day. We know how we each other feel. We opposites of niggas, too. We total opposite niggas. That's my dude, 100 grand. And they call me like, yo, I need that. I got you. Same shit. If I got it, I got it. Like, the shit I was asking for, no, he ain't had it. But he gave me what he could give me. I was good with that. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's real friends. That's real motherfuckers you fuck with. You know what I mean? And like I said, it could, listen, Just because you cool with a motherfucker, it's a test too. Cause like, yo, all right, he probably did. Well, I'm not getting that nigga that. I'll give you this though. I can give you this. See how that shit go. Cause honestly, the real shit, I never asked niggas for shit. Right? But I was in the bind. Like it was some real shit happening. I was like, all right, yo, need that. It was like, all right. You know what I mean? Like I can give you that. I don't know for sure he could have gave me that or not, but you never know because I never asked him for shit. Not in that way. Ever. So when I did it, I was in a bind. Right? It wasn't a big bind like that, but yeah, it wasn't. It was a bind. Yeah, I was in a bind, but I wasn't in a big bind like that. Like, it wasn't that crazy, but it was a bind. Shout out my nigga, man. I don't gotta talk to my nigga like that. Well, we talk. That's what we do. We don't gotta talk. Like, I mean, we don't talk all the time, bro. Like, these niggas I fuck with, they like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know my real friends. Like I always tell people, I know my real friends, bro. And niggas, I usually don't do certain shit with certain motherfuckers I know is like that. And we ain't gotta talk like that because morally, they get it. I get what they on to morally too. You know what I mean? I know certain shit that I can't say or do. I know certain lines I can't cross with them or say certain shit. So yeah, like I got my niggas like that. Yeah, it's a respect level throughout. You know what I mean? But there ain't too many niggas I know I could do that to. I mean, not do that to, but call motherfuckers and ask motherfuckers for certain shit. Nah. And I'm talking about even family. There ain't no family members I would call. Man, I probably could call certain family members and I probably could get that from them, but it's a weird ass conversation that I don't want to have. So I would never do that with them. Right? This is not on some more shit than me. It's like I almost kiss your ass to do that. Like I didn't have to do that with my man. Did that with my homie. He did it. I mean, we was good. And like I said, it wasn't no questions asked. He didn't ask what it was for, nothing. Anyway, all right, I got you. That's a real nigga for you. That's your real peoples. And we've been like that since we was fucking, like I said, we was in our 20s. You know what I mean? So we don't have to do none of that other shit that other people do. And like I said, I know my real friends, bro. Like I said, even this last couple of years and shit, I know my real friends. Like I know motherfuckers I can call and be like, if I really need something, I know who to call. Even if it's little or big, I know who to call. I ain't gotta like a certain shit I call nigga on some big shit. Yeah. That shit was crazy, bro. Anyway, people, I'm out. Leave comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. Obi. Peace and love to the world.